Good morning! Well, it's evening already, but good evening! I had an okay day. It was tiring, but I made it through. I'm actually not feeling very well today, but we're gonna power through, and I'm gonna do my best as per usual. Oops, it seems like there we go. Hi! Please take a rest. Hi, Bob. Welcome, welcome. Good evening, guys. So today is 11 Deepspace Day. Yippee! It's my favorite day of the week. Happy April, by the way. This is our first stream of April as well, which means that there's gonna be only a couple days left for our design contest, which is gonna be closing on the 20th, and I have less time to plan my Easter debut. So please be patient with me. I'm still ironing out some of the details, but once it's up, I'll let you guys know. But thank you for coming in today. How's everybody? I had a decent day, but it was so tiring that I was feeling a little lightheaded towards the end of my workday, and I took a taxi home, which is not really typical of me because taxis are not cheap here. So I truly just felt so exhausted that I had to call a cab home. So that happened. I rested a lot. I slept from about 4 to 6. So I had a good like 2-hour nap after I got home, which is good. And I'm feeling a lot better now that I've had some food, have some water. But I'm still having a little bit of a sore throat. So please bear with me while my reading might not be as pleasant. It might be a bit scratchy even. And for those of you who are in here now, don't forget to also look for me on YouTube to help me to accumulate some watch hours. Yeah, that would be very, very helpful in helping us reach YouTube Partner, which requires about 3,000 watch hours for us to unlock. So that's gonna be a great help. Yeah. Okie dokie. So we're gonna dive right in. I have 2 myths that we are going to be watching, or rather experiencing together, and both of them are quite long in terms of the number of chapters that they have. So you guys will have to bear with me. I'll try to keep each playthrough to about an hour. Hopefully it should be that. I know that there's also a Nintendo Direct coming up in about an hour. I don't know if I want to watch it with you guys or not. We shall see. I procrastinated the art contest thing till like today. You know what? That is totally valid and very normal. Okay, hold on. So let me just show you guys the Caleb myth. We have, okay, from what I'm seeing from other people's playthroughs of the story, it is about an hour long each, so it should be not too... It should be able to fit into our schedule for the day. So Lavender is a very popular playthrough channel, which uploads all the cards as they are. And I think they're doing really well for themselves, which is wonderful. I'm going to be doing my playthrough with commentary, however. So ours is going to be a little bit different from what you see on these particular channels. But I do like to see it just to see how is the... How's the... What do you call it? the time frame on these things, but it seems like it's about an hour long, so we should be able to finish both by the end of the stream, or close to about 10 people today. So get some water, get comfy. I know not everybody in my community is like enthusiastic about otome games, but if you like a good story, I can tell you with assurance that Love and Deepspace really cooks with all of its stories, and you're in for a real treat. So yeah, buckle up and we're gonna get to it. Let me just get my Earth server in here. Just share my screen a while. Sometimes it doesn't show up for. There we go. I feel like I might need some water breaks in between as well, so please bear with me. Okay. Let us start our journey together. It's Caleb Myth time. I can't believe we're finally playing it. I feel like I've put it off for way too long. But I already pulled, so we're not gonna do the pulling today. I got really lucky this banner. I got super duper lucky. I only had to pull 80 times to get both the cards, which doesn't usually happen since the pity is at like 60. So yeah, it was a very lucky pulling. Is the sound not working? Hold on. Let me troubleshoot. I think I might have to unmute some stuff. It seems like it's mute. Thank you, Amelia. Thank you, Gian, for hanging out today. Yeah, today's gonna be a chill, just story experience session. So, buckle up and just enjoy the show. Great. Hi, Hime. Hi, Chrono. Good evening. Today we are reading some stories. Love and Deepspace stories. I have had dinner. I just had dinner actually. Hime is a little bit sleepy. Being honest, I'm super sleepy right now. Wait, why is I think my audio is a little bit not working. What in the world is this outfit? Hey! Oh my god, I forgot that I put my period tracker in. It's not today, but it's soon, I think. Oops. No, sometimes it's just not consistent. Okay, hold. I'm not sure why I can't hear the sound. Can you guys hear the sound? It doesn't seem to be going through. On. That's correct. A moment. We switch. Okay, maybe it's the app. Let me restart the app. A moment. Ah, okay. I think it is the app. Now the sound is... There we go. Oh my god, I need to change his outfit. What the heck is this? Holiday, it's good so far. It's good so far. I hope your animation thing has been going good. But yeah, how about dinner for you guys?
It's an old injury from a long time ago. Don't worry about it.
Let's change his outfit because I cannot. What is going on with this? Oh man. Let's get him in something a little nicer, like just hair-wise. Ah! This is what happens when you let them choose. Stop wearing those obnoxious earrings. And we don't need... Actually, this is the bunny one. Is quite cute. Okay. We got Bunny Caleb on our homepage today. Yeah. He looks so good now. Yay! Alright, so I haven't done all my dailies yet. So that's what we're gonna do first. It's gonna be a quick, just a quick one. And then we're gonna jump into Caleb's 2 myths already. So we're gonna be playing through both stories today. And it's gonna be a journey and a half, so... Oh, it seems my pass expired. Hold on, guys. One moment. I was supposed to resubscribe to it, but I forgot to. Okay. Please hold the chat. Nice spot. Okay, I think it's done. All right. Okay, it's done. It is done. All right. Let's claim all our stuff. Do this one. Oh, I don't need that. I don't need much of the money, but I certainly need. I need the, what do you call that? The EXP. We're like running out of EXP pots. So my main grind is on right now. Okay, and see? Easy as that, we are done with our dailies.
I will give you
Okay. Let me know how's the volume, by the way. If it's too loud or anything, just let me know. A current event. Okay, thank you for helping me review the sound. Thank you. All we can. Oh, one more. So this is the current event, but it's quite straightforward. You just play every day, unlock some of these protocore energies to explore the various planets. Okay, we're almost done with it. Nothing else is. Alright, it's time! It is time to play the story! And I'm so excited. Alright, so we're gonna start off with. Hold on, let me turn off my Spotify, otherwise it's double sound. You're a planet, chat's world, heh? Okay, so we have a few things to collect from our time with Club. Hi, Legate, welcome in. So today we're going to be doing it by your side. Yeah, no, not by your side. Falling for you. Falling for you is all of the cards. So we have two myth stories to read today. The first is Lucid Dream, which came out when Caleb was released, but your girl did not play through it for some reason. So we're gonna do that today, and then we're going to do Decoherence as well. Decoherence is the most recent one that was released last Friday. I'd already pulled for it, so I have the cards with me. We just need to. I've also leveled them up, so we should be able to play all of the chapters in one go. All right, so we're gonna play through these two over today. I hope you guys enjoy the stories with me. Lucid Dream. At the far end of the shelter, our paradise has long since closed its doors. Right, let's go, Lucid Dream. Chapter 1. In the dark, warm quagmire, a viscous substance slowly dissolves. My body regains a sense of boundless weightlessness. My consciousness stirs as sunlight filters through my blurred vision. Where am I? This place feels familiar. How did I end up here? Gentle footsteps echo outside. They're followed by the soft creak of a door opening. Hello, Kaka! Hello! Nice to see you!
Your fever's gone down. Just have some more rest. I asked the association if you could take sick leave. So, whether you want to rest at home or walk outside for the next few days, I'll be by your side.
Is this a dream? Sunlight streams over the windowsill, yet the familiar face before me appears as if he just submerged in dark water.
It's okay. It's okay if you forget. Even if you don't remember anything. I can always say it again.
Oh? He lowers his head and gently grasps my hands, his gesture almost tinged in reverence.
I'm Caleb. I'll always be...
Buzzing noise suddenly fills my mind and overwhelms other sounds. I shake my head and touch my forehead. There's a thread-like crimson wound on the inside of my arm. My mind feels sluggish. It's as if something important that shouldn't have been forgotten was buried beneath a veil of empty ambiguity. What happened? "10 days ago." So this is Skyhaven, which is, aside from Lincoln City, which we're usually situated, it's kind of like Johor Bahru and Singapore. Dragging my luggage, I walk out of the train station and recall the route I took before. As I find a fast food restaurant to the left of the exit, I take a picture. Guess where I am right now? You're in Skyhaven? Not our profile picture being with another dude, though. I turn off my phone screen and shift my gaze. The fast food restaurant's glass wall reflects my silhouette. The last time I came to Skyhaven was for work 2 months ago. I secretly infiltrated the Far Space Fleet so I could investigate the whereabouts of an ether core fragment. Okay. So this one is a what do you call it? This is a story that happens after some of the happenings in the main story. So in the main story, this happens where she tries to infiltrate and then she got caught by Caleb. There's a whole backstory to that as well, but we'll probably expand on it another time since we just want to enjoy the story today. This Dynarex. It pees me L&D doesn't have a male MC. I was hoping your MC was male, you could be those men's commander. It's an otome game, a game made for women, so it's pretty essential to the character that she's female. That doesn't mean that guys can't play it, it just means that it is a female-oriented game. During that mission, Caleb, who became this fleet's colonel... Damn! My English reappeared before me. Immense joy plunged me into a bubble of reclaiming what I had long lost. However, as time passed and I learned more, Caleb's changed behavior and attitude distanced him from the image in my memory. Though we recently found a new way to get along, I still can't help but wonder, what secrets lie hidden behind that unfamiliar colonel's uniform?
Turn around.
I'm sorry, I got so excited by that.
You should have given me a heads up. Still like to do surprise attacks, huh?
But he's the one who surprise attacked us. He was standing behind us. You always appeared and link on without telling me in advance, so why can't I do the same thing? But you were quick to show up, Caleb. You already knew I was visiting, right?
Or maybe I was so excited after I saw your message that I stepped on the gas.
He's so full of it, but it's so fun. I think I like our dynamic with Caleb the most out of a lot of the love interests. Speeding, annoyingly breaking the law. I hope you know what your crime is, Colonel.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for you to arrest me.
Excuse me? Officer Hime here to arrest my very handsome brother boyfriend. Caleb takes the luggage from my hand and gestures for me to follow him.
Have you eaten yet?
I'm about to snack on you! I was planning to drop off my luggage at the hotel first. Caleb, aren't you supposed to be on duty today?
What about you? You got a day off and decided to take a trip to Skyhaven?
And, well, half a month ago, the Hunters Association assigned a special mission. The Far Space Fleet requested a hunter's assistance in detecting metaflux in one of their secret missions. For work and to be closer to Caleb, I secured this opportunity. I made sure to arrive in Skyhaven one day before the mission starts. Our shadows begin to melt together as we walk. I hesitate before deciding to keep this to myself for now. Yeah, I took a day off to see you. You should be teary-eyed since that's the next step in the protocol. In the docking area, Caleb stops beside his personal aircraft.
Since you came all the way here for me, you need to play along with my plan now. Let me take you somewhere first.
Surprise date! Yeah! I'm so into it! Let's go! Where are we headed? 10 minutes later, I stare at the familiar scene before me. I'm speechless. Caleb, if I'm not mistaken, this is your house?
You're not seeing things. I gotta respond in kind to your surprise.
Did he redecorate for us? It looks a bit different from when we played the main story the last time. The door creaks as it closes behind him. He slightly leans forward and the necklace I gave him sways.
Someone had planned a business trip to the Far Space Fleet well in advance. But they kept it so under wraps that I had almost no clue.
I see some people just let the cat out of the bag. Now it's your turn. Why did the fleet request a hunter's assistance? What's the secret mission? Before I can finish speaking, Caleb reaches out and pinches my lips shut.
We can focus on the work stuff later. Cancel your hotel reservation first. And then...
Oh man, I'm just thinking of this one very specific picture of someone's lips being like held shut. Oh man. Well. His warm hands land on my shoulder and push me deeper into his home. I quickly step to the side and turn around. And then what? Caleb raises an eyebrow and gazes at me as if seriously considering something. He then spreads his arms.
You know what I mean.
Does he mean a hug? My memory of the past merges with the person in front of me. The corners of my mouth curl upwards involuntarily. I move closer and then slowly wrap my arms around his neck. Aww, look at... He's so immersed in this right now. Ah! I feel so warm and fuzzy. I missed you, Caleb.
Welcome home.
Why is this about to make me cry? The story hasn't even started yet. Right next to my neck, his breath tickles my skin. He gently runs his fingers through my hair.
I'm really happy you're here to see me.
As the sunset's light filters in through the windows, our shadows leaning closer on the floor meld into one. See guys, it's not so difficult to make someone feel loved. All you have to do is give them a good hug. A good hug with something like, I missed you. It's not difficult. Alright, chapter 2. We have about 9 chapters for this card. The sun sets and rises. As its radiance descends on the city again, I prepare to officially report to the Far Space Fleet. Yes, sir. This personal info was supposed to be confidential, but somehow you figured out it was me ahead of time. Oh, I get it. You must have pulled a few strings again, Colonel.
It's a new day and you're still bothered by this?
I notice my shoelace is loose. Just as I'm about to bend down, Caleb crouches.
It's because you turned down the fleet's offer for a shuttle. Figuring out the possible reasons isn't hard.
Surprising you is no easy task. I pick up the cap from the nearby coat rack, run my thumb up over the silver insignia, and then put it on Caleb's head. Very handsome. Your entire demeanor changes when you're wearing a uniform, Caleb.
Is it too intimidating? Or is the color too heavy for you?
What if it's a little too hot?
It doesn't matter at all.
A man with uniform. Ah!
And still the Caleb who helps you tie your shoelaces.
I love that. I love the duality of this man, who just takes care of us and then takes care of business, you know? Caleb ties my shoelace into a neat little bow, then he stands up and adjusts my collar before opening the door.
Let's go. And keep this with you.
Oh, a key?
You can use it to open the door to my house, my car, and my personal aircraft.
Whoa!
You can try it on anything to see if it'll open, basically.
I'm about
Since
to
you
run out
declined the
here
fleet's
and
shuttle,
try everything.
You'll have to ride shotgun with me this week.
Let's go! Hi, Ruka! Welcome in. Official meeting between the association and the fleet will be held on the 17th floor of the fleet's command center. Upon arrival, I saw that the conference room was filled with attendees. Caleb had parted ways with me as we entered the command center. His new adjutant, Liam, guides me through the entry procedure. I know that word now! I do!
Your seat has a label with your name on it.
Whoa!
Walk straight ahead and you'll find it. I need to go now. I'll see you around.
This man never stops mewing. Look at him! That is some jaw. That is the squarest, sharpest jaw I've seen in this entire game. This guy is a Chad. Thank you. I nod at him, but just as I'm about to walk around the aisle, a voice calls out to me from nearby.
You're
Looks
the
like a
hunter
celebrity.
the association sent?
Are you talking to me like that because I'm a woman? And you're The man wearing a fleet uniform has a row of medals on his chest. However, his piercing gaze that's directed at me draws my attention.
So, the command center allows anyone to just waltz right in now, huh? Caleb sure has a knack for being an eyesore.
I pause, unsure if I misheard him, and Liam, who returned before I even realized it, positions himself to be in front of me.
Colonel Heath, is there a problem?
Certainly sounds like he has a problem.
You shouldn't stick your nose where it doesn't belong.
And you should shut your mouth, but I'm not gonna say that out loud because I'm on work duty right now. The man casts a dark look. With a snort, he turns around and walks away. Yeah, walk away! That officer seemed to have a problem or two with hunters.
He's the Tomb Fleet's colonel, a seasoned veteran with a notoriously bad temper. Try to avoid him whenever possible.
Thanks for the forewarning, damn. Liam escorts me to my seat. He nods once I sit down.
He has no problems with hunters. However, he doesn't see eye to eye with Colonel Caleb.
Oop.
You'll find out why soon.
So I'm just collateral damage to this guy's bad temper and his disdain for my brother boyfriend? What the hell? Keep it professional, mister. I acquiesce. Looks like the mission's gonna be a bumpy ride. As the meeting is about to start, attendees take their seats. The door opens. Amidst the quiet attention of everyone's presence, Caleb walks to the center of the conference room. Looking handsome as usual. Sheesh!
I'm sure everyone is already aware that there will be personnel changes within the fleet next week. I will assume command over the Tomb Fleet.
Oh, dang.
Colonel Heath will be relieved of his duties so he can rest and recuperate at Atlee Island.
Oh. Oh, he's not gonna be happy about that, I don't think. So his fleet got taken over by Caleb. No wonder he's upset.
The Wanderers and Metaflux Index in the Deepspace tunnel are on a whole different scale compared to what Skyhaven and Lincoln display. This is why we've decided to collaborate with the Hunters Association. A hunter will supervise the physical evaluations of the Tomb Fleet officers.
That's me.
Now, the fleet handover ceremony will officially begin.
The way this man is just standing contrapposto, he is just emanating authority, and I might have some issues with that. The hologram flickers and the lights dim. During the signal transmission, a faint glow lands on the various expression of the fleet's senior officers in the conference room. They mustn't be happy that such a young guy is taking over. My first day at the fleet's command center ends with various transfer procedures. In the evening, Caleb and I decided to meet at the runway. What's taking him so long? In the night's dense fog, Caleb's figure slowly appears, but behind him is...
Colonel Caleb, why are you in a hurry? You're not interested in the upcoming banquet?
The handover ceremony is complete. Whether I stay or not, you should be on your way to Atlee Island.
This is a professional way of mind your own beeswax, brother! Caleb's gaze sweeps past me and he stops a short distance away.
Well, I'd like to give you some advice, young man. I know how you got this position. You're just Lucius's pawn, planted here to infiltrate the fleet.
Oh, that's some lore I didn't know.
Just like how you took over my fleet. He can easily replace you with another sad pawn tomorrow.
In the fog, the man takes a step.
A year ago, I was standing in your shoes.
Uh-oh.
In other words, you've been abandoned, Colonel Heath.
I might be an abandoned pawn in his game, but not in someone else's. Kid, why don't you consider giving yourself a way out?
Once you're off the ground, the only path is forward. Have you gotten so old, Colonel, that you've forgotten what you once learned? Atlee Island's been experiencing lots of electromagnetic storms lately. Even the sturdiest aircraft could be torn to shreds. Worry about yourself first.
Why are they sending him to such a dangerous place?
I appreciate your advice. So let me remind you of something. Watch your step and keep your eyes on the road ahead. Until next time.
I could hear him talk all day. He has such a nice voice. The man seems furious. He attempts to stop Caleb, but his hand stops midway and droops down into a peculiar position as if it's frozen in place. think he was using his eval. Blocking Heve's line of sight, Caleb strides over. When his gaze meets mine, genuine joy lights up in his eyes.
When did you get here? You must have been waiting a long time.
The way his voice changes when he's talking
Let's
to
go
us
home.
versus when he's talking to his colleagues is so nice. He treats us like a princess and everyone else is scum. As it should be. It's already midnight by the time we get home. After changing my clothes, I lean against the couch and wait. Soon, Caleb walks out of his bedroom.
We're home and you're still frowning.
I am? He walks over and gently taps my furrowed brow.
What are you thinking about?
Probably about what the guy was saying. It seems that a certain colonel has his fair share of struggles managing the fleet. I scoot over to make room for him. I wonder how I can ask him about that confrontation on the runway. After today, I think I understand why you need a hunter's assistance. This Colonel Heath doesn't accept you at all. While this situation looks like a fleet merger, it's really more of a one-sided takeover, isn't it?
Oh?
But he's on his way out, so he's not worth stressing over. The real concern is the person pulling the strings behind him. They don't want you to control the tomb fleet, and that person is an actual threat to you. What happens to be an infighting within the fleet could get much more complicated if a third party jumps in. That's why the Hunters Association is involved. The higher-ups will try to clamp down on any schemes to protect their secrets. Meanwhile, you should be able to take over without a hitch. It's only been a few months, Caleb. You're definitely stepping up your game. I narrow my eyes as if I'm closely examining him. Caleb can't help but chuckle and passes me a nearby cushion.
Likewise. It's only been a few months, but someone's really been honing her people reading skills.
I don't know. I've just been honing my reading skills because I don't write this. I just read it. What about you? Who's supporting you?
Isn't that person you, Pipsqueak? You're keener and more skilled this time. Even your muscles look more toned.
Hey yo, you noticed? Real life me hasn't been working out, but it seems like in-game me has been hitting the gym. Caleb leans in and the light casts a shadow under his eyelashes. The cushion remains between us.
But you still look a little worn out. Have you been feeling tired lately?
Dude, you have no idea. I'm so exhausted. We lock eyes and my fingers glide over the cushion to rest on his hand, and I hold it. Caleb, no matter what your next move is, I've got your back, so... Tell me, what do I have to do during this process?
Liam will be overseeing the main procedure. You'll be in charge of gathering and organizing the personnel files of the Tomb Fleet, and overseeing their anti-transformation tests.
Anti-transformation? What? That sounds intense and dangerous. We are strong and capable. We can do it, guys. And?
What's with that "is that all" look on your face?
Caleb rescues the squish cushion from my grip and hands me another one. His expression slightly becomes more serious.
Don't underestimate your role. You've been here for only a day, and you already sense the tension in the air. This won't be a walk in the park. If you run into any snags, let Liam deal with them.
Is that so? I raise my eyebrow at him and Caleb bursts into a fit of laughter.
Of course, a small task like this is hardly a challenge for you. Guess I'll just kick back and see how it all plays out.
Choosing not to dwell on the tension he mentioned, for now I shove the cushion into his arms and give him a thumbs up with a smile. Yeah! I'm thinking of the... Dude, I'm thinking of the... What do you call it? You know, the pained herald smile? That's what I'm picturing right now. Like, thumbs up. I'll make sure to protect you, you poor helpless colonel, from getting fired. Right, that's chapter 2. Even pain smile, like, responsibility, gotta love it. Alright, chapter 3. The official transfer of the Tomb Fleet starts today. As expected, the process is anything but smooth. Number 3997, Vice Captain of the Tomb Fleet. You've served over 5 years, is that correct?
Did you call me over just so I could listen to this crap?
Are you talking to me like that just because I'm a woman? You better watch it. Under the cold blue light, the Tomb Fleet officer across the glass wall is strapped into the interrogation chair. His expression is filled with contempt. Why are they just making me talk to all these very angry men? Then let's cut to the chase. Oh, she's way cooler than me. After the transfer orders were issued, the fleet arranged a medical examination for all officers. Can you explain why you chose not to participate?
Who doesn't know what this examination really means? You think everyone's itching to turn into a monster?
Monster? Are you talking about the Turing chip?
Oh, you probably don't know, being a hunter and all. That chip is just the beginning of their twisted modifications. Let me be clear. There's no way I'm doing that examination. I don't care if it's about modifications or that chip. I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it.
The fleet's real big shot will return soon. Let's see how long your monster colonel can keep this up.
The interrogation light switches off and leaves behind a faint swaying shadow. Big shot, could they be the person who poses a real threat to Caleb? I collect myself and lower my head to move number 3997's profile side. Under it are all medical examination reports from some members of the Tomb Fleet. The same person shows completely different results after being transferred to Caleb's fleet and undergoing the medical examination. The chip rewrote Kevy's memories, and now it's causing a drastic enhancement in those officers' physical capabilities. Is this also that they can be modified? And also, I'm so sorry if I'm a bit sniffly. I am a bit sick right now.
Miss, here are the files you requested.
Hold on, I need to
already
sneeze.
organized them.
Sorry if I'm a bit sniffly.
Do you have any further instructions?
No, that's everything. Thank you.
Understood.
Hi, Gamma! Thank you for the pets! Much appreciates. This guy... 3 days ago. We're getting the lore, guys.
I'm not taking that exam! I'm not going! Release me!
Caleb can only pull this off because
Because he has someone's backing! You monsters! Nobody wants to be like you!
Oh, that's intense. Not only have his physical capabilities enhanced, but his personality also has been altered. What exactly are they trying to turn people into with this modification? I get up, trying to find that officer so I can get more info. But when I open the door, I'm stunned to see Caleb standing right there.
What happened? Why in a hurry?
Removing his hand from the door handle, he shifts his gaze to the end of the corridor.
You need something from that officer?
I asked Caleb about the modification. Now he probably won't tell me the truth. I should find more concrete leads. That way when I confront him about this, he can't dodge my questions. It's nothing important. I realize I forgot to ask him for another file, but it's okay. I'll get it later. Caleb's eyes fall to the open examination reports. I lean against the edge of my desk, trying to gather up the files behind my bag. Shouldn't you be in a meeting right now? What made you stop by? Caleb's focus stays on the stack of files. After a moment, he raises his eyes to meet mine again.
I see someone looked into my schedule.
Of
The meeting
course.
ended early. I was passing by and thought I'd bring you some snacks.
Snacks! He's the walking big snack, coming in with the small snacks. He offers me the small paper box he's holding. It's filled with bite-sized fruit tarts.
Light refreshments from the meeting. You probably need them more than I do after working the whole day.
Oh my goodness, thank you! I love a good fruit tart.
By the way, you'll be having dinner on your own tonight.
Aw, there's another urgent meeting? Oh.
Just some minor stuff about the fleet merger. I'd rather take care of them myself.
Nodding, I accept the desserts, yet Caleb remains where he is. I pause and then open the box, and I hold it out to him. If you're not in a hurry, do you want to eat some?
It's okay. Take your time. I'll get going now.
Wait, Caleb, how long will the meeting be? Caleb's gaze drifts over my shoulder and lands on the electronic clock on the wall behind
I'll
me.
pick you up at 9.
Okay! The door closes. Through the parted blinds, Caleb's figure slowly disappears at the end of the corridor. I hope I can find some documents related to the modification in the Colonel's office. After reconfirming Caleb's schedule and office duty status and going through the virtual terminal, I set the dessert box aside and get up. I have 3 hours. That's plenty of time. Are we gonna use his key to access his office? It's a break-in! Let's go! Dun 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 dun. Sneaking around, Colonel. The door opens and then closes. A soft glow from a virtual screen illuminates the quiet office. His password is... In the past, Caleb used to jumble words and numbers that were meaningful to him in a particular pattern to create passwords. I tried 2 combinations and both are incorrect. With only 1 attempt left, I clench my fist. After a moment of hesitation, I try again. It works. The password was a combination of when you come back and my birthday. Huh. I can't afford any distractions, though. As I duplicate his access permissions, I quickly search for anything useful. His personal profile. There it is. The profile reveals that Caleb graduated from the DAA Aerospace Academy and participated in secret training during his 3rd year. He achieved outstanding results. Secret training? Another thing I didn't know about. Subsequently, because of his exceptional performance in finding new patrol routes within the Deepspace tunnel, he was promoted to be the fleet's colonel. Recommended by Professor L. Professor Lucius. So this person indeed played a role in Caleb's joining the fleet. The Caleb depicted in this profile is nothing like the person I know, and in addition to the unfamiliar resume, there is also a full-body scan image. It is gradually revealed second by second. In the part that's already visible, his right arm is marked in an abnormal shade of blue. I zoom in on the blue area and notice how the bone and muscle structure are different from his other arm. Is this what they're referring to as a modification? Just as I'm about to take a closer look, the system abruptly shuts down. The account is forcefully logged out, and a notification appears saying the device's login permissions have been revoked. Please re-verify your identity. Have I been discovered? Taking a deep breath, I quickly delete the terminal's usage log. When I turn to leave, my clothes snag onto the drawer and yanks it open. Inside the drawer, a small rectangular object rests atop a pile of paper reports. Chip implanter for clinical trials only. It's the Turing chip. Without hesitating, I hide the implanter in my shoe's secret compartment. When I close the door and get ready to leave, the door opens. In the dim room, the brim of Caleb's cap casts a shadow over his gaze. He slightly tilts his
Why are
head.
you waiting for me here?
You took too long. I was getting impatient. The justification sounded absurd even to me. My palms begin to sweat, but he just
Is
grins.
that so? Let's get going then. The meeting ended early. Time to go home.
His eyes almost unnoticeably drift over to the now dark virtual before he turns and holds out his hand towards me, but I don't move.
What's wrong?
Aren't you gonna ask me?
About what? About why you're in my office? Or whether you found the thing you were looking for?
Pulling back his hand from the door handle, Caleb lowers his head, his gaze obscured by the darkness of the night engulfs me from head to toe.
Anyone entering the Colonel's office without permission will be taken to the interrogation room. No exceptions. But I'm the Colonel. Whether you're entering without permission or here because of my orders, I have the final say. There's just one minor thing, though. Any intrusion and duplication of system permissions will be reported straight to HQ. Covering up the
Caleb slowly pries my fingers open terminal decryptor and takes it. His movement is deliberate yet firm, leaving no room for
I
resistance.
doubt you'd put me between a rock and a hard place, right?
Yeah. The face, the voice, and actions, I know them all too well. Yet the person standing before me is like a stranger. I open my mouth, attempting to question him, but the words falter and fall away. In face of his composure, all my feelings seem utterly pointless. Caleb, I just want to figure out what kind of trouble you're caught up in right now. Can you tell me?
I can't speak about anything that's classified. When's the last time you took care of your hair? It's a lot longer now.
He stays calm and gentle, softly brushing my straight hair away from my face as if nothing happened. He smoothly shifts the conversation.
I can't even see your eyes.
I notice the blinding gleam from the insignia on his shoulder. After a long pause, I slowly manage a wry smile. Caleb, has anyone ever told you this uniform is like your mask? He stands motionless. The door is right there, but we're locked in a standoff, unable to move past each other and leave. Let's go home. Darkness enshrouds his eyes, making his expression hard to read. He glances down for a moment, then lifts his gaze again. The fleeting wavering has already dissipated like a mirage.
Okay, let's go home.
The tension in that chapter! Woo! Dang! Oh, it's so cute that he uses us as his password though. Or our birthday. Chapter 4. I know Caleb wouldn't reveal this fleet's secrets to me. He once said he would have been abandoned if he didn't join the fleet. He also didn't want me to suffer the pain again, and also admitted that he's always been this cold, distant, gloomy person, whether affected by the chip or not. I can't tell which version of him is the real Caleb, but I know he's the most important person to me in the world. I wouldn't put him between a rock and a hard place. The fleet's kernel, secret training, the touring chip modifications, whatever these terms really mean, they're the strings that bind Caleb's hands and feet. These strings compelled him to reappear before me, and one day the unseen hand controlling these strings will pull him away from me once more. The Toon Fleet's handover is undoubtedly a conundrum. I'm bracing myself for a process to drag on endlessly. Yet, 3 days later, an unexpected banquet is held. Oh? That's a fancy hall! As music fills the air and glasses clink, people around approach Caleb every now and then to offer their toast in his honor.
I never thought the handover would progress so smoothly. Will you also...
There's a bright future ahead of you.
Thank you.
After dealing with another officer who came for a chat, Caleb finally puts down his glass and walks to the corner where I'm standing.
It's only been a couple of minutes and your hair's looking a little messy. Where did you go?
He gestures for me to lower my head, then he removes his glove and leans in to carefully adjust the strands of hair near my ears. The ornate mirror beside me catches a transient glint. It's from the hairpin Caleb gave me before the event.
I imagined how good you'd look with it when I bought this. And I was right. You're stunning.
Ah! My heart! This man is making me feel so pretty in my pajamas. Thank you!
Do you like it?
I love it! His fingertips brush against the back of my ear. It makes me shiver, but I don't flinch and I don't say anything either. From your earlier conversation, the handover of the tuning fleet went well?
So you've been paying attention to what I say. Well, you're correct.
But until the day before yesterday, most of them were still unwilling to cooperate. Let come in. My gaze sweeps across the banquet hall as I silently savor this peace I haven't experienced in a while. There are no biting remarks or sarcasm. Amidst the soothing music, the faces drifting by are peaceful and somewhat unfamiliar.
Are you asking me where Colonel Heath, Tomb Officer number 3997, and all those who opposed the handover went? Surely you figured it out by now. They're right where they should be. They won't disrupt us or cause you any more stress. Isn't that a relief?
What did you do to them? The night breeze rustles the curtains by the floor-to-ceiling window. Moonlight bathes him in its grayish glow and makes him appear like a statue made from plaster.
Why are you giving me that look?
I kind of want to know, but I kind of don't want to know.
Do you hate
at the
it when
same
I'm
time.
like this?
I'm just curious. If I throw a wrench in your plans like those people, what are you gonna do? Lock me up again?
You wouldn't force me to do that.
Yeah, I've got your back. It doesn't matter what you do. So, Caleb, why are you still not telling me about your plan? Amidst our silent impasse, the music transitions to the next song. It seems I won't receive an answer from him. I turn to leave, but in the next instant, danger erupts. Lock me up? Yeah! I'm not opposed to that! What's that?
Get down!
Something whizzes through the air. My sight is obscured by a mist. Out of habit, I turn and draw my gun, but Caleb reacts even faster. Suspended in front of his forehead, defying gravity, is a bullet. You're their target? Quick, take cover! I tighten my grip on my gun and try to lead Caleb behind a pillar, but he stops me in my tracks. He doesn't meet my gaze. His eyes linger on his palm instead. His lips press into a thin line for some reason. Caleb?
There's no point in hiding. This bullet is probably their first move.
As we talk to each other, the commotion inside the hall quickly subsides. Well-trained officers quickly regain control of the scene, but the assassin is yet to be captured.
It's a diversion. Their actual target must be elsewhere.
He slowly clenches his fist. When he raises his head, the shadow of his cap's brim obscures his eyes. Following his line of sight, I look outside. He's staring in the direction of the Alpha and Beta fleet bases.
You stay here. Liam.
How many people can you trust right now? Caleb, I'm your best choice. I shake his grip off my wrist. Something flickers in Caleb's gaze. A hint of hesitation betrays his words for the first time. Come on.
It's possible that either the Alpha or Beta fleet base has been taken over, but I can't be sure which one. I already sent people to the Alpha fleet base.
I'll check the other base for you. Our eyes lock and we find ourselves in a stalemate once more. This time, after a long silence, Caleb finally relents.
Liam, go with her.
The adjutant standing silently beside us looks at Caleb. After they make eye contact, he nods to acknowledge the order.
Be careful.
You too. Things are getting exciting, chat. I hastily holster my gun and head for the exit. Before I step into the dark night, I look back. Caleb, you really do need me for this, right?
Yes.
Alright, wait for my good news. He looks so sad that he has to send me into the danger zone. Yes, worry for me. The girl's figure fades into the night. She's heading in the opposite direction of where the real danger lies. The veins on Caleb's neck bulge and then recede. He narrows his eyes at the bullet in his palm for a long time. He slowly tightens his grip around it. What? Wait, I'm going the opposite? Did he send me to the wrong place? On purpose? I wouldn't put it past him to do that, though. In the unfathomable darkness, the only source of light emanates from a door slightly ajar in the fleet's armory. The approaching sound of footsteps reverberates in the vacant, dim corridor. The man who's sitting in the room unveils a malevolent? Seemingly crushed by an unseen force, the man's veins instantly swell. His face turns red as he collapses to his knees, unable to control his fall. At the same time, numerous red dots line up, all zeroing on Caleb's figure that's concealed among the shadows.
Who said you could start it when she was around?
How could you?
No gunshot rings out, and the expected explosion never comes. Caleb locks eyes with the dumbfounded man as he walks into the light, one deliberate step at a time. The gun barrel aimed at him are twisted downwards. The crisp sound of breaking bones cuts through the air as he steps on the man's wrist, pinned to the ground.
Having me die for no clear reason in this armory I've just taken over. Honestly, it's not a bad idea. That'll definitely make those cunning old foxes at the top suspicious. Naturally, I'll be a perfect justification to purge all the people I've just gathered under me.
After slowly putting on his gloves, Caleb leans down and grabs the man's distorted, reddening face.
Too bad you picked the wrong target.
He's very scary. Caleb's hand moves to the man's throat. Eve's eyes bulge with pain as Caleb's grip tightens, and the bones in his neck creak under the pressure.
Don't you dare to kill.
Why don't I? Haven't you already come up with a reason for it? A firearms mishap in the armory, with Colonel Heath and others heroically sacrificed. Humor me for a bit. Who do you think those old foxes will protect? A valuable colonel? Or a bunch of corpses with unknown causes of death?
Colonel Caleb, it's been a long...
In the shadows, a slender figure emerges. With a flick of the person's fingers, dark blue veins abruptly surface on the side of Caleb's neck. He's brought down to his knees.
I thought destroying the touring ship would be difficult. I'll just use your dead body as a greeting gift to Professor Lucius then.
What the heck is happening? The incandescent light bulb suddenly goes out. With a flash of lightning outside, Caleb's pupils contract in an instant.
I was wondering how Heath would dare to act so recklessly. Turns out it was you.
With bloodshot eyes and muscles taut with strain, Caleb slowly lifts his head, each movement underscored by a flickering and throbbing hum of electricity.
Even with you involved, the outcome will still be the same.
The door slams shut with a jarring finality, setting up the symphony of sounds that echo like a chaotic banquet. Yet, as the thunderstorm ranges, the cacophony gradually gives way to silence. Oh? What the heck just happened? Goku was very scary in that chapter. Very scary, but very sexy. But I'm worried for him now, damn it! Ah! Okay, let's see what happens. We have a few more chapters to go. Subdued thunder grumbles in the sky as a deep roar resounds from the command center that's concealed within dark clouds. aircraft stand on the silent runway. After checking both bases, I've confirmed that the so-called takeover was nothing but a fabrication. Above my head, the navigation lights of more than a dozen aircraft weave dense, glowing trails across the night sky. The wind stirs up the airways, sending them swirling into the distance. Those are Caleb's reinforcements, right? I look at the adjutant who had forcefully escorted me back to Skyhaven. In the descending rain, his countenance remains calm. The fleet bases were never in danger. It was Caleb who played the diversion, and you knew this, Liam.
Considering the circumstances, ensuring you left the area was for the best.
Did he also predict they'd make a move at tonight's banquet? Caleb planned out everything, but I never thought my role would have me be out of the game.
You were the only person the Colonel can trust. However, your presence would affect his decisions. Please don't hold this against him.
Liam sounds like a robot. He's like, please don't hold him against him. Beep beep boop boop. How could I? It's just that his overwhelming need to protect me is kind of laughable. Even if I return to the fleet's command center now, I'd only end up being a spectator at Caleb's side. On the dimly lit street where shadow and light intertwine, I shuffle around aimlessly. Liam, you're Caleb's adjutant. Do you think he trusts you?
I don't need the Colonel's trust. I only need his orders.
Damn. This guy? Perfect adjutant. So if he orders you to leave behind your loved ones, you would do it?
That's precisely why I can stand by his side and serve him.
Damn, dude. The red light flickers on the opposite side of empty crossroads. I stop in my tracks and look at his empty gaze.
Miss Hunter, we're not the same as you.
How so? Is it because I haven't been modified by that chip? Liam, if the chip was implanted into me, what would you, Colonel, do?
He'd do whatever it takes to get it removed. But miss, you don't have to put yourself through that pain.
Of course.
You're safe now. I'll start heading back. The Colonel said he'll be waiting for you at home, after the banquet ends.
Liam bows and then salutes me. He turns to leave. The downpour drapes over the glass wall by the street. I look over and see my blurred reflection in a cascade of falling Asiatic apple petals. What? What is an Asiatic apple petal? I'll go search that up later. The touring chip I took from the Colonel's office is still in the secret compartment of my shoe, along with the implanter. The remaining distance between Caleb and me will disappear with one simple press. We're about to modify ourselves! The street lights glimmer in the rain as I sit on the bench. I'm drained of strength. The implantation is quick and simple. There's just a faint trace on the inside of my arm. This is my secret to bear alone. It feels like me against the world, and I go to any length to cry out my agony. Just imagining Caleb's reaction upon finding this out sends a shiver through the depths of my heart. The sound of footsteps draw closer. Just as a shadow engulfs me, the rain stops.
I've been looking for you everywhere. Why didn't you return home? Liam shouldn't have left you alone in the street.
I walked here by myself. It has nothing to do with him.
Why are you sitting in the rain like this? You'll get sick.
When we played hide and seek in the past, Caleb always managed to find me. But even as he finds me now, I can't bear the thought of going back to that place called home with him. Caleb, look, there are Asiatic apples in Skyhaven. I turn away from Caleb's face, letting my gaze drift to the line of blossoming trees that extend into the rain.
There was an Asiatic apple tree by the train station near our old home. Every year when its petals fell, you'd be there to see me off before I left for Skyhaven. I didn't know you liked Asiatic apples.
I don't. Because Asiatic apple flowers takes you away from me. I don't like them.
No one can take me away from you.
That's the most romantic thing anyone has said to me ever! The vibrant cluster of flowers carry no scent, but I'm staring at a row of trees adorned with beautiful but lifeless specimens.
Will you come back with me now?
I would! But in-game me might not. Oh, did she? Oh, Kindle time, guys. Oh, look down at me like that some more. I like this angle. I like this view. He's so attractive. Why? How long do you plan to lock me up this time? A month? A year? Forever?
If every problem pulls me further away from you, then I'll spend a lifetime searching for the answers. But until that final moment, we'll always be together.
One of my friends and colleagues from the association come looking for me.
In that case, I'll hold a funeral they can attend, so they'll think you're gone forever.
Don't joke about that. You're so sick, dude.
Let's go back, or else you'll catch a cold.
Oh. I'm sorry. I really shouldn't be getting excited over this, but the way he's looking at us right now, I'm like... Anything you say! Isn't it funny you're worried about me catching a cold after discussing my funeral?
So, if I don't show concern as someone close to you, it doesn't count as being genuine.
I know you guys can't see this because I don't have lip bite tracking, but I'm biting my lips so hard right now. Ah!
You can't convince yourself to hate me with every fiber of your being. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, he's so manipulative. I kind of love it though.
I'll eventually find a way to make things right. As long as you're by my side.
He's really a my way or the highway kind of guy, but I'm into it. Oh my god. Caleb, I hate it when you're like this. In-game me does not like it. Real life me is getting a bit too excited. What? Why is my only option to give up? What the? You know what? I understand. I understand, girl. I would give up as well. I'd given up the moment he walked in front of me and gave me that look. I've given up so many times. What I hate the most is how you're always able to make me change my mind.
I'm sorry. I feel like I don't know how to take care of you anymore.
Dude, are you okay? Caleb, what's going on? Caleb! What?
Let's go home.
What? 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 We're both gonna get sick at this. I can't carry this bulk of a man bag. Are you kidding me? He looks so heavy. Plus the mechanical arm probably weighs a lot too. I don't know actually. Which would be heavier, a mechanical arm or a human arm? You know what? I'm not gonna dwell on that. that was a side. Just wondering. Given Caleb's current state, I can't entrust him to anyone in the fleet. I have to take him home. Without even drying off from the rain, I use all my strength to bring him to the bedroom. As soon as I push open the door, his weight pulls me down onto the soft bed with him. At least shower! I prop myself up and my gaze is drawn to the crimson veins behind his ear.
Warning. Emotional fluctuations have surpassed the threshold limit.
Uh-oh. Amidst the deafening roars of thunder, he seems ensnared in a deep nightmare. In agony, he's pulling his collar apart.
Don't take her away.
I'm here, Caleb. I'm not going anywhere. He clenches his fist, his pale knuckles leaving behind a trail of blood. I quickly take his hand and press it against my chest. The crimson veins beneath his skin branch out from behind his ear, extend to his shoulder, and flow down to his tense right arm.
Commencing chip activation process. Executing mandatory erasure.
No! Sweat soaks on the hair of his forehead, dropping onto the bed sheets. Meanwhile, his body is racked with spasms. Even though I'm unaware of what changes his body is undergoing, the scene before me is all too familiar. In the serene garden of that villa in Skyhaven, Kevy, who had recently lost his sister, went through a similar experience. This isn't good. I have to make it stop. Steadying my trembling hands, I try to search for a button on his body, one that might not even exist. At this moment, he opens his eyes. Ah! The room swirls around me and my back is slammed into the bed. I look up and find Caleb's face drenched in sweat, staring back at me. Caleb? My wrists are yanked above my head, pressed against something cold and stiff. It feels as if it's not his hand that's restraining me, rather a lifeless machine.
Why are you struggling?
What is happening, bro? I was just trying to help you!
Are you scared of me? Do I feel like a stranger to you?
The memory erasure is not working here. He leans down, his damp hair catching the room's cold light in the room. Drops fall and trickle down my collarbone.
Program complete.
How could you possibly understand my guilt and sin?
I can't! You never tell me about it! The pressure pinning me down finally eases. His body slumps onto me, and only his right arm continues to pitch in some sort of rhythmic pattern. What's going on? Since Caleb returned to me, I rarely had nightmares about him, but I dreamed of him that night. There was no sun. He floated within a dark green jungle. The ropes that bound him morphed into vines sprouting from sturdy branches. They wrapped around his wrists and ankles like venomous snakes flicking their tongues. Every muscle swelled under the vine's encroachment. Tiny hair like thorns pierced into his skin and greedily siphoned nutrients from his flesh. They then injected new toxins into his nerves. His body trembled like a beast caught in a trap, struggling against the restraints that only grew tighter with every move. Finally, he crashed into the dirt, buried by leaves, carrying the scent of decay. A wilted leaf fell down slowly, covering his hollowed eye socket. The jungle devoured his body, leaving him as a withered tree choked by its grass. That's a hell of a vivid nightmare. That sounds terrifying, MC. What the heck? That's so scary. She has whoa. Waking up from that dream, I groggily reached towards the other side of the bed. Caleb. My palm feels nothing but the mattress. I instantly return to reality. Caleb? I need to go to the living room. As soon as I make a turn to the hallway, morning light fills my vision. Skyhaven's sunlight had always been brighter than the ones that touched Lincoln. Through the gaps between my fingers, a figure becomes clear as if rising from a pool of clear water. When did you get up? I let out a sigh of relief and walked towards Caleb. I placed my palm on his forehead, then slid it down to his right arm, gently squeezing as I go. Do you feel better now? Let me take a look.
You...
His gaze shifts to my face. He's holding a photo that was originally placed on the coffee table.
When I woke up this morning, I saw you were lying down next to me.
Oh, is that it? Not intending to guess the meaning behind his words, I lower my head and take the photo from him. On it, Caleb is wearing a uniform. The girl next to him is planting a tender kiss on his slightly surprised face. His embrace and the way he carries himself feels familiar. His body doesn't resist, and it almost feels like he wants more. This is a photo of Caleb and I. It was taken when he graduated from the Aerospace Academy.
So...
His fingers brush my temples as he tucks a strand of hair behind my ear. Tracing the curve of my jaw, Caleb gently lifts my chin. His cool touch strokes my cheek, as if he's seeking an answer to some enigmatic question beneath my skin.
Who are you?
Huh? What? Caleb, you don't remember me? The memory wipe worked, I think, but we're in the same house. How do they expect us not to, I don't know. Fine. What a weird process. The most absurd assumption ends up being true. Caleb is sitting in front of me, yet he acts like a puppet stripped of its soul. Unlike Kevy, his memories hadn't been altered. The Turing chip had completely wiped them out. So it's more than just me. You don't even remember who you are? As he sits on the couch, it feels as though a frosted glass wall separates us. He's so near, yet I can't see him clearly.
But I remember the way you made me feel.
He lowers his head, his index finger fishing out the metal necklace underneath his collar.
I also remember you gave this to me. Were we close like this?
After everything that's happened, it's hard to put our relationship into simple words. He was one of the most important people in my life. Even with all that's happened, he's still someone I can't afford to lose. My heartbeat is like a balloon that rises high only to come crashing back into my chest. When I lock eyes with Caleb, a ridiculous thought strikes me like lightning. No matter what I say, he'll believe me. You're the most important person to me, and I'm the most important person. As if to affirm my words, I snuggle against Caleb's chest and wrap my arm around his neck. Caleb, I'm the only one in this world who truly knows you. Whoa, we're being a little bit delulu too. The touring chip's doing something to us as well, I think.
You're the only one who truly knows
Oh,
me.
dang! You'll never leave me, just like the vines that cling to a tree. We shared a part of our lives with each other, so we'll never be apart. Oh my god, I sound crazy!
I'm sorry.
Ah!
I can't remember anything.
It's okay if you can't remember for now. I'll always be here for you. What? The pleasure from the seat and setting traps almost numbs my limbs. I tighten my hold on him and my lips brush against his ear. It's like what you've done for me. Open window is closed as a sudden breeze sweeps through the room. Our shadows intertwine and blend into the flickering darkness, mingling with the shifting patches of light on the floor. Caleb, can you promise me something? From now on, you won't go anywhere else. Always stay by my side. Is that okay? After a moment's hesitation, the chill of his arm seeps through the thin fabric of my clothes and settles on the small of my back. The tightening force devours the last bit of distance between.
I promise.
What just happened? Okay. Alright. I don't know what's happening anymore. The amnesiac Caleb was a blank page in a book, a result of an error, as if someone must rewrite him, and that person was me and me alone. I hid his phone, fleet uniform, communication device, and anything else that might wake him from this. MC? Oh my god, what are we doing? What are we doing? It's never easy to locate a fleet colonel's residence. That dim house is a chaotic black hole evading the constraints of time. Is reduced to a solitary floating island that drifts within, and I was the sole resident. Over the course of 3 days, it's as if we've returned to our childhood. The small garden of that shelter where we first met. We only grew with each other's company, and the world beyond these walls didn't mean anything to us. Caleb, there are a lot of monsters outside. Will the world end tomorrow? There's no need to be afraid of the end of the world. Where do you want to go today? Let's have some fun. The amusement park. Oh my god, we're crazy! We're crazy! Skyhaven's amusement park was built on a small island near the central island. The top half of the Ferris wheel disappears into the clouds. Amidst the crowd screams, the pendulum ride reaches its apex. Just like the ride, I lean against the railing, my stomach churning like a storm.
Aren't you supposed to be a deep space hunter? Is it safe for you to hunt in deep space when you're like this?
Caleb crouches down in front of me as he holds the ice cream he just bought. I didn't have breakfast today. Besides, suppressing a sudden wave of nausea, I lean in and take a quick bite of the ice cream in his hand. It's just a title. It doesn't mean we're hunters in deep space, or that we go into deep space to hunt.
So, if you're a deep space hunter, then what am I?
You're... Standing up and letting out a sigh of relief, I place the puppy-eared head where I've been holding into Caleb's hands. Then I hook his index finger with mine as we walk into the bustling crowd. You're the sidekick of a deep space hunter. Oh my god, we're really out here laying it thick, just lying through our teeth. Effortlessly! He's crazy, but we're just as crazy. We are matching each other's freak here, guys. Time flows differently in the amusement park. Even without planning anything, we still manage to spend the entire day here. The dusk in Skyhaven paints the sky in shades of purple and orange as the sun sinks into the distant sea of clouds. The sightseeing train loops around the floating island. In the last passenger car, Caleb and I sit side by side in the back row.
I bet you used to tease me all the time. Am I right?
He removes the headwear and tucks it into the plush apple bag slung across his chest. He ties the glittering balloon to the train's car handle. But you always took it willingly, even enjoyed it. He pats his own shoulder.
Want to take a nap?
I yawn again and lean my head on him. Caleb, I'm in a happy place like an amusement park. No one wants to waste time sleeping.
Really? Well, this place kind of feels like a dream. And I don't think it's a waste of time to sleep in a dream.
Shifting into a comfortable position, I nuzzle Caleb and close my eyes. Then promise me you'll still be here when I wake up? The wheels rumble as they begin to move. Suddenly, the watch on my wrist emanates a faint vibration. I turn away from him a little and check the message. It's a notice from the Hunters Association. My temporary assignment is supposed to end in 3 days. The association is asking about the progress of the mission and confirming my return date.
You took away my phone. So it's only fair if I confiscate your watch. I think. Why do you look unhappy?
I put away my watch and turned back around. It's nothing. Our sweet dream is about to close its doors.
It'll be open again tomorrow. We can come back.
The clouds in the sky look like a flowing oil painting. Right behind Caleb is the fleet's command center on the central island's highest point. He's been missing for 3 whole days. I wonder how long it'll be for the storm to reach us as it brews atop that tower. Words rush to my lips, but suddenly, for some reason, my mind feels foggy from a throbbing pain. Maybe this planet will explode tomorrow, and it'll be the end of the world.
That's nothing to be afraid of. The world we live in is already mid-explosion.
Huh?
So even if it comes to an end, we can always move on to the next one.
The pain in the inside of my wrist intensifies, but somehow my nerves start to twitch with a strange, excited tremor. I'm older now. I don't believe in those stories anymore. I look down at Caleb's hand resting by his knee. Carefully, I separate his fingers and give them a soft squeeze. I just realized how big your hands are.
Back then, when I was teaching you how to shoot, I couldn't completely cover your hands. But now...
Caleb's eyelashes flutter down as he lets me play with his fingers. Then gently he closes his hand around mine, enveloping it in complete warmth. Now we've both grown up.
Does that mean we can finally do all the things we used to want to do but couldn't before?
Like what? We couldn't do? Or you mean the things we wouldn't dare to do? Our fingers intertwine, our skin rubbing against each. I can feel his heartbeat travel from his bones to my ears. Caleb's voice takes on a serious tone.
What if I dare? Will you do the same?
Ah! My fingers slightly tremble in his grip. I have a sense that something is about to happen. I look up and force myself to respond with a determined smile. Caleb, since you said that, then... Okay! Kiss me. Seeing Caleb hesitate, I hear myself let out a scoff. You coward! Just as I'm about to turn away, he suddenly presses his nose against mine.
What did you just say?
Our breasts blend because we're so close to each other, and the warmth of his dry lips begins to stir everything around us. You're all bark but no bite. This is all a bluff. Sudden closeness makes me falter. Caleb leans in just as I expected. In that instance, it feels like electricity jolts through my nerves, but before the moment can fully unfold, I turn my face away. His lips brush against my ear, and I sit stiffly watching a plane dive into the cotton candy-like clouds in the distance.
Coward.
My head begins to feel foggy and heavy again. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice several aircrafts approaching the floating island. They're exclusive to the fleet at Caleb's command. Every deployment is inevitably linked to its colonel. Tensions grip me as I see them. I quickly wrap my arm around Caleb's neck. Caleb, let's go home. Follows my hurried glance, but fortunately the drifting clouds obscure everything from view.
We'll head back as soon as we get off the train.
Let's leave now. Are you scared or something? Clouds stretch endlessly outside the train, but I know Caleb will find a way out eventually. I press my hands against the edge of the train car and push myself out.
Hey, where are you going?
Use your evo. Anywhere is fine. Doesn't matter. Anyway, tomorrow's the end of the world. What? He grabs my arm and pulls me back into the train car. As his eyes sweep over my inner arm, his grip tightens around my wrist.
Where did this come from? The chip?
I see his lips moving, but I can't hear him. Everything is drowned out by a piercing buzz. They're here, Caleb. They're coming. My body feels lighter, and the sweltering heat vanishes into darkness, drenched in cold sweat. Pain surges in waves, and only a faint straw-like glimmer of light remains floating on the surface. Oh no! What's happening? Ow! I feel like this whole story is both of us just drifting in and out of consciousness. Oh my gosh. My body no longer feels like my own. The seething pain courses through my nerves, burning from the inside out. It's as if I'm being rewired with cold, ruthless precision, as if by a scalpel. Erased, organized, the relentless buzzing in my ears makes me want to scream. Yet amidst the excruciating pain, something is gently pressed to my lips. I bite down instinctively, and a metallic taste spreads across my mouth. When I regain consciousness, my hands and feet are bound to the bed. I can't move. The familiar cold light hits me. I'm in the fleet's infirmary. Why did you bring me here?
You need to control your emotions for now.
Caleb, He's back in his fleet uniform wearing the same unfamiliar mask-like expression. You remember everything? Since when? When were we at the amusement park? Or even before then?
I haven't even asked my questions yet. When did you get that Turing chip implanted?
Blood rushes to my head and my sanity fractures under my shaky nerves. Cold sweat pours down as I bite my lip to keep from crying out. Let go of me! My struggles are futile to him. Caleb removes his gloves and gently rubs my swollen lip with his thumb.
Don't hurt yourself.
With his thumb.
Rest. The surgery is being prepared. The pain will disappear soon.
The pain deepens with each throb of my nerves and my vision starts to blur again. I'm almost collapsing in his arms, but I refuse to give in. Ever since we reunited, have you been enduring all this? Why didn't you tell me?
If telling you the truth means watching you willingly get caught up in this mess, then I would have never shown up in your life again.
Caleb, I don't understand. They changed you, treat you like a pawn, and they make you do all these awful things. But you belong with me. You're the person I cherish the most. How could they do this to you?
You're not feeling well, Pipsqueak. Please, just rest. When you wake up...
When Caleb isn't paying attention, I quietly undo the restraints.
What are you doing?
I push him away, slip off the bed, and stagger towards the door. No one can take you away from me. I'll bring you to a place where no one can find us. I feel as if my body is out of control. When the spinning finally steadies, I find myself stumbling and sitting down on the floor. Behind me, Caleb walks over and he looks grim. Ugh! Let go of me!
When you're like this, where do you think you can go? If you can't calm down, just stay like this for now. Remember when we were kids and you had a fever? You were so restless that I worried you'd hurt yourself by biting your tongue. So I let you bite my hand instead. One time you bit down really hard, and that mark lasted for 2 weeks. At the time, I thought that when you were older, I'd settle the score with you, one grievance at a time.
Now I'm the one who has settled the score with you.
What do you want?
I want to peel open your heart and see what secrets are hidden within. The Farspeed, you've never been put on trial like this
A
before,
trial?
right?
What have I done wrong? What are you accusing me of?
Killed my Caleb. Caleb in this uniform, I don't like it.
Pipsqueak, you should get some sleep now.
Look at you, you're like a sinner who's confessing.
Then can you carry a little of this sin too? Don't leave me in this loneliness any longer.
My head, it hurts.
It'll be like when we were kids. When you wake up. There won't be a trace of pain, or any memory of it left behind.
That's so messed up. Oh my gosh, okay. Behind the glass wall, Liam watches the girl as she lies on the device. The neural scan projection shows a red area spreading from the chip. It indicates that less than 10% of her body is affected by corrosion.
Forcefully dissolving the chip will erase all memories formed since its implantation, and it could cause irreversible damage to how her brain remembers things. The worst outcome would be that she loses all her memories. Do you still want to proceed with the surgery?
Yes.
He presses the execute button and maneuvers the device to push the girl into the extraction pod. Liam hasn't checked his chip modification process for a while. It's been a long time since he last took control of his emotion. Most of his memories with his wife were erased during that initial struggle. The only fragment that remains is the image of the tears she shed when they last saw each other. He knew he should have cried too, but his feelings were like rusted old machinery. They rigidly froze his outstretched arm.
The chip has been successfully dissolved. The user memories have been erased.
The process finishes smoothly and the projection automatically disappears. The only unknown answer will be revealed when she wakes up. Liam looks at Caleb, who's beside him. With how he now observes things, he can't see which is more agonizing. Forgetting someone or being forgotten by them. Sorry, I'm a bit sniffly because I'm still a bit sick. Oh god. We're entering the last chapter. What the heck is going on, man? Getting way too emotional over this. In the dark, warm quagmire, a viscous substance slowly dissolves. My body regains a sense of boundless weightness. My consciousness stirs as sunlight filters through my blurred vision. Hi, Cyrus! Welcome in. Class Theo, thank you for claiming your bunny biscuit. Oh, we're back at chapter 1. Gentle footsteps echo outside. They're followed by the soft creak of a door opening. For a long while trying to place it, I finally recognize the face before me. It seems to emerge from a hazy, water-like blur. Caleb. Sunlight spills a reddish-golden hue into the room. As I lift my hand to shield my eyes from the glaring sunset outside, Caleb leans in to block the light for me.
I asked the association if you could take sick leave.
My head feels heavy and foggy, as if I lost some important fragment of memory. Our eyes meet and slowly my gaze drifts to the red mark peeking out from beneath his cuff. Bite mark? Caleb, what happened? Caleb slightly purses his lips. For a fleeting moment, his expression appears peculiar. It's as if he's fallen into the abyss of sorrow.
It's okay if you can't remember for now. Eat something first.
He helps me up, tucks a pillow beneath my waist, and sits on the edge of the bed. He's holding a bowl of porridge. The millet porridge is thick and fragrant, perfectly cooked. I take a couple of spoonfuls from his hands before turning my face away.
You don't want more?
Don't feel like it. He gives a slight nod and stands up. As he turns around, a sudden wave of anxiety hits me. I immediately grasp the fabric at his waist. Where are you going?
I'm just putting the bowl away.
Caleb sits back down and opens his mouth like he's about to speak, yet he chooses to remain silent.
Don't worry. I won't go anywhere until you fall asleep.
Don't lick the phone. La 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 la. The shadow on his eyes betray a night of sleeplessness. He gently brushes away the stray strands of my hair.
Feeling sleepy?
Every cell in my brain feels drained. It's like I fought for so long. Still, I shake my head. I don't want to rest unless you help me fall asleep. I have a hunch that when I wake up, he'll no longer be the Caleb who only belongs to me. I curl up against his chest. After a moment, he wraps his arms around me, resting his chin on my shoulder and letting out a soft, tender laugh.
Sure. Should I tell you a bedtime story? Or do something else?
No bedtime story. You've never been a good storyteller since we were kids. Besides, I don't want to hear any more of your stories. Cold silver light glimmers near my neck. The metal pendant swings gently back and forth. Struggling to keep my eyes open, I cradle the pendant in my palm. When you come back, do you still remember what this gift represents?
You hoped I'd come back safe and sound from every mission, right?
Back then, I thought if you could just return to me, I wouldn't ask for anything else. A fleeting emotion passes through Caleb's eyes. I look up and tenderly touch his face. Caleb, you always stand by my side, right?
Yes.
Then should I put a bell around your neck? I trace my fingers along his neck. They brush over his Adam's apple before pressing down on the center of his collarbone. It'll be right here. That way you won't be able to...
When you held my hand that day for the first time, I knew I'd never get away from you.
He leans down and kisses my forehead with a tenderness to show how much he cherishes me.
So don't be afraid. No matter what happens, I'll be here for you. Now, time to sleep.
this whole bell around the neck analogy is also something that had happened in the main story when he was talking about how when we were young, we took in a homeless kitten, and in order to ensure that it was safe, we put a collar with a bell around its neck so we knew where it went. So he used that analogy with us, and now we're using it back with him. I smile, settle in a comfortable position in his arms, and close my eyes, holding his hand gently. It's got this like possessive and protective aura about that whole thing. What Caleb doesn't know is that the dissolution of the Turing chip didn't completely erase those memories. Even long after, I still remember every absurd story I told him during those 3 days, the misplaced kiss amidst the clouds and the searing warmth of his skin. However, this little secret only exists in those 3 days. It must wither and decay, buried in the soil, even if we were to fall and get devoured in the dense jungle. The amusement park is closed. Dreams are meant to remain within the realms of dream. Oh, this is a new place. No one has visited the small garden behind the shelter in a long time. The young man wearing a uniform pushes open the iron gate and walks along the desolate path into the expanse of plants. His leather boots step over the toppled seesaw in the weeds. In the distance within his view, a girl is sitting on a paper crane. Her back faces him. She swings her legs over when she turns to him. The rusty springs beneath her emit a jarring screeching noise. Hey love, you're here. The side of the elephant's slide was etched with an uneven mark of their height as they grew up. One row on the left, one row on the right. His mark is always a bit higher than hers.
I'm the older one, so I'll always be taller.
Do you notice the inverted commas in the name? So is this a real life or is this fantasy? I don't know.
And because I'm older than you, my hands are bigger. I'll start school earlier too. I'll always be a step ahead. That's just how it is.
The boy's voice fades away. He looks up and sees his 11-year-old self climbing a tall tree near the building for the first time. He sits at the treetop, draws a paper crane from the window using his evol, and brings the girl from inside the building to the window's edge. He's timed it perfectly. He peeks out from under the windowsill and extends his hand towards her. He asks if she wants to come along with him. This abandoned place with overgrown vegetation is their first paradise, but the wind sweeps away those lingering echoes of the past. Hide and seek is over and she appears before him from the swirling darkness. Hey love, how come you're always the first one to find me? Her voice pierces his heart like a jolt of electricity, a lingering affliction he could never quite heal. It's also the source of his fears, his retreats, and his darkest thoughts. She stands at the end of everything, drawing him in. Gravity warps into a black hole around her. He clasps his right arm as though offering a solemn gesture of devotion.
Maybe it's because I love you a little more than you realize.
He's the first lead to even drop the I love you. Oh my god, guys! Ah! I feel the heaviness of my heart while reading this, you know. Ah, the feels! In the zero-gravity lab, the young man's body floats under the cold light, suspended in an almost primordial state. Tiny currents of electricity crackle in the air and slither into his mechanical right arm.
The partial modification that's been completed is still under the Turing chip's control. However, we can't access the chip's records of Caleb's memories.
Has the chip been damaged?
Despite Caleb not being the perfect subject, they've sacrificed a great deal to obtain him. If the Turing chip in his body suffers any more damage, the long-term hidden plan will be in vain.
The chip's integrity is at 93%. It appears he's purposefully sealed his brain rather than damaging it. The patrol data we input disappears whenever it reaches a specific area. It doesn't get rejected or intercepted. It vanishes as if...
It's being pulled into a black hole.
Yes.
How troublesome.
Humans are inherently flawed, making us indecisive and hesitant. Only by erasing these weaknesses can we become invincible. If we don't tackle this area, we'll never be able to achieve a complete modification to him. Is there another way?
The Enforcer inputs another string of characters on the control panel. After a moment...
Found it. This area was encrypted with multiple layers, so there must be a key to unlock it. There's likely only one key, and it's probably a one-time use.
Old man nods, giving one last glance at his great work before turning to leave the room.
Then let's find it, no matter the cost.
What the heck? This myth ended on a cliffhanger! Ah! Oh my god. Okay, so the story is still unfolding. It seems like the remaining 7% of Caleb's memories, which I'm assuming has to do with us, is still locked away, so they can't unlock his so-called full potential, and they can't fully take over him. Oh my gosh. Oh, the Zane one. Not right now, Zane. I'm in my feels right now. Alright guys, I think now is a good time for us to take a quick just a quick water break. I need to refill my water bottle. Maybe eat a little bit of paypakao, and then we'll get into Caleb's second myth, which was released last Friday. This story took a little longer than I thought it would. I thought it would be 1 hour, but I think because I'm reading out every single line, it takes a bit longer. And I'm also letting all of the voice lines play. So thank you for joining me for Livid Dream. Wait, is it Livid Dream? Is that what it's called? I hope I remembered it right. Lucid Dream! Lucid Dream, not Livid Dream. Close enough. Same number of letters. So the next one that we're going to be playing is Decoherence, which is the latest one where he turns into some sort of frame arms man Gundam thing, and I have no idea what is going on here. But I think there are a lot of references in Caleb's stories to original sin, like the story of Adam and Eve with the apple as an analogy, snakes in there as well. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it's gonna be even more exciting because there's some apocalyptic shit that goes down in this one. So stay tuned, guys. I'm gonna refill my water, we're gonna play the ad, and we'll come back in about a minute and a half to play Decoherence. New type, new myth story. So this one is also one of those with 9 chapters. It's gonna be a whole journey, guys. Alright, I'm gonna get my water, and we're gonna buckle up for some good storytelling. Hey. believe I didn't charge my iPad, guys. That's so embarrassing. Oh my god. Okay, well, it's charging now. Let's hope it doesn't die halfway. Alright, you guys ready? Is everybody here? Who's here? Give me an eye or like send me an emote in the chat if you're here. We're about to start Storytime Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. This is probably also going to be around 1.5 hours long. It's going to be fun. This one I think is a lot more... it's a lot more rooted in fantasy because it seems to be happening as something that either happens way into the future or something that is just a side story. Kind of like Silas's dragon myth and kind of like some of the other myths we have where... Oh, where's my water bottle? Hold on, let me get my water bottle. I'm back. Not smash. Clank, clank, clank. Alright, let's go, guys. Ready? LJ, I see you in YouTube as well. And by the way, guys, you guys can also follow me and subscribe to me and also lurk on YouTube if you want to help me achieve some watch hour goals. Yeah! Okay, let's go, chat. Summer has finally... Oh, okay, let me read that again. Decoherence, summer has finally become an inseparable part of my life. This one also has 9 chapters, so strap in, guys. It's gonna be a ride. Okay. Immortality once brought lasting prosperity to Phylos, and yet it even couldn't prevent the stagnation born from unchecked desires. When time ceased to be a limitation, the Phylos civilization was unable to escape its inevitable decay. With the exception of the capital and its surrounding regions, which still clung to their luxurious lifestyles, most of the land had fallen into ruin. Remnants of advanced technology lay scattered across the planet, but a majority no longer worked, or they were simply forgotten. Phylosians longed for their former glory, but they had to accept the bitter reality of the societal and technological decline. The ruling elite in the Central District maintained their authority via strict surveillance, but beyond that, illusion of grandeur lay somewhat far worse. The more you traveled across the planet, the more you saw an empire in decline and the signs of an unavoidable demise. Strife raged tirelessly across the land. The regime could only cling to life by relying on devastating weapons. Among the rebel leaders, a piece of intel circulated between them. The secret weapon that had crushed countless uprisings was a modified combat android designated as A01. From the Fall of Phylosian Civilization, preface.
We have lost control of X02. Requesting emergency response.
There you are. Can you hear me? I'll wake you up. We're going...
Real-time data of my vital signals flicker across the transparent glass in the experimental pod. A boy who's approximately my age and wearing a powdered exoskeleton just like me touches my cheek against the barrier.
We finally meet, A01. I'm X02. There's been a security breach, and the laboratory's control system was hacked. We can only run away while they're trying to fix it.
The stranger opens the experimental pod and extends his hand towards me.
Let's run away, A01.
I am A01, a secret weapon created by the government. My body was modified and encased in a powered exoskeleton. My consciousness can be controlled as needed. People fear me, avoid me, and alter my configurations, so why would someone read it out to me? Without thinking, I take his hand, pull out the tubes connected to my body, and step out of the experimental pod. Let's run away! The boy leads me through the labyrinth's corridors, and we dodge patrol robots at every turn. We break through several disabled barriers. I leave the lab fully conscious for the first time. Otham Laboratory was entirely underground. The boy led me through a hidden passageway and remained silent. Maybe it's to avoid being detected. Only the sound of our footsteps filled the dark, empty tunnel. At the end of the passageway lies a vast expanse of wild grass. The sky floats between night and day in a gloomy darkness. The wasteland stretches endlessly before us. There's no telling how long it will take to traverse.
I'm sorry. I didn't expect the tunnel to lead us here.
The temperature outside is significantly warmer than the lab's. My body registers the heat.
Is it too hot for you? It's currently summer. The laboratory always felt the same. But it's different outside. The sweltering heat, the sweat, and the thriving trees. This is the summer I know.
I seem to not know anything about the outside world. The long grass grazes my calves as the warm night breeze sweeps across the field. The vivid sensation is foreign to me. We keep moving despite knowing we could be caught at any moment. I feel strangely at ease.
Everything outside the laboratory is new. I'll take you to any place you want to visit. I guess you've only ever been sent to battlefields. You must hate areas like that.
Walking beside me, the boy seems lost in thought.
I've been sent to one of those battlefields too. It was a desert, and the war lasted a month. Some soldiers would search for fresh fruit during their breaks. There's this fruit that comes from a tree called Silverglow. And
fingers encased with his powered exoskeleton gently rests on my palm while he speaks. The cold black metal traces my palm and leaves behind a seed that emanates a soft silvery white glow.
I kept one as a keepsake.
Pick up the tiny seed and observe its light flicker through its patterns. Taste? Surprised, he lowers his head to look at me.
Do you want to know how it tastes?
I nod, and the corners of his lips immediately curl into a smile.
If you want to try it, we'll find those Silverglow fruits. Now you have a place you want to visit.
I pause and turn to look at him, but his holographic visor hides his expression. Why do you want me to have a place I want to visit?
Because then I'll have somewhere I want to go too.
I don't understand.
It's because I'm your friend.
His voice is clear and certain.
My job is to take you to the places you want to visit.
This is a really interesting dynamic so far. Okay. It's as if, reflecting the brightness in his voice, a golden ray of sunlight ignites a pale-colored horizon. A tender golden red glow spreads across the edge of the sky. It becomes more vibrant with each passing moment. Sunlight pierces the morning mist and illuminates the dewdrops on the grass. A dawn unlike what I've seen before arrives. I can't help but stop and look at the sky. Summer. Daybreak.
Is this the first time you've seen it?
I don't remember. They erase my memories once I return to the lab. My gaze returns to his face.
Once we're out of this wasteland, it'll be more difficult for them to find us. And the system can only erase memories it knows about. What we see now is ours alone. A secret between us.
After thinking for a moment, I point at him. Calming, encouraging. Right. Caleb. Secret. He seems to immediately understand what I'm saying.
Is that a code? It sounds like a name.
X02. Caleb. He leans down and gently pats my head with his armored hand.
Can I use it as my name?
Caleb. His voice is lively and gentle.
Of course. I won't let you forget. From now on, we can experience this together every year, and Caleb will be someone you see every day.
He extends his pinky finger toward me. Perplexed, I look at him.
Hold out your finger, like this.
I hesitate for a moment, then raise my right hand and extend my pinky. Our armored pinky fingers hook together.
Now we've made a promise. We'll stay together every day and never be apart.
Oh.
Test subjects have been located. Activating capture protocols. Use...
Uh-oh. Our promise barely began before it was broken in the cruelest way possible. I could hardly recall how I was captured. My mind is a blur of laser fire and the soldiers collapsing under my floating blades. The place where I at first tasted freedom turned into a familiar battlefield in an instant. The boy protects me from a lethal laser blast. He falls in front of me.
Get out of here. Run.
I stab my floating blades into the soldiers and ignore the wounds I continue to get. My vision blurs, though through the haze, I see his body dragged away by robots. Caleb. A dull thud resounds as a laser pierces my powered exoskeleton. I fall into the blood-soaked grass and the sky turns into a blinding blood red. Amidst a sea of blood, a faint silver light flickers before my eyes. The Silverglow fruit. I don't know when the glimmering seed fell, but now it rests beside my right hand. With the last of my strength, I struggle to wrap my fingers around it. This is the last image I remember before losing consciousness.
2 test subjects have been apprehended, commencing full examination followed by solitary confinement.
Oh no. Man. That's so sad.
Comprehensive
it's only the first chapter, dude! The loathsome, familiar voice invades my ears, but my mind remains foggy.
A01. Energy signature. Destructio. Preliminary assessment complete.
Bodily impairment at 91%. Comprehensive modification and repairs required. Initiating the memory extraction protocol is recommended. X02. Energy signature. Construo. Preliminary assessment complete. Bodily impairment at 78%. Prioritizing the extraction of its energy for A01's repairs is recommended. Activating memory extraction protocol for A01. Keywords are as follows. X02. Friend.
My subconscious is plunged into chaos as a boy's face keeps appearing in my mind. The scent of wild grass in summer and how plants touch my skin, the silver fruit seed, the sunrise, our hooked pinkies, the promises we made, a daybreak unlike any other, one that will never fade from my memory. X02. Caleb.
Memory extraction complete. We will now proceed to modify and repair A01.
Oh man. Ah, that's so sad and cruel. I used that one day to remember someone who didn't have a name. My memories are once again consumed by the lab and battlefields. My body undergoes more modifications. Stricter control mechanisms are imposed on my body and mind. I'm sent out to fight, I kill, get wounded, black out, and wake up fully repaired. Then I'm sent out to fight, kill, get wounded, black out, and wake up fully repaired. It just goes on and on. I never get another chance to escape from the lab, but deep within my consciousness I repeat that one name over and over again. Caleb. Caleb, Caleb. This is an interesting alternate universe. Oh, we have an interesting experiment that's coming up. Determine the nature and interrelation of A01 and X02 powers, observe their behaviors and responses under various environments and stimuli, assess planetary impact of their powers. We're gonna have shared experiments. We're gonna see friend! 10 years later? Whoa. As usual, I'm confined to the experimental pod. My mind is hazy, but I can still see and hear. I just returned from the battlefield. Fragments of violent images still flash between my thoughts. I try to find my one solace amidst my chaotic memories. Whenever I think of the name Caleb, I get a moment's respite in this endless loop. However, the memories tied to that name are shrouded in a fog. The silence in the laboratory is shattered. Violent tremors bring down the seemingly sturdy walls. Crashing down, the transparent wall of my chamber breaks in the dust. Countless fragments reflect a single figure. Whoa! Oh my god! Look at that sculpted body! Woo! He looks so good! A tall figure wearing a powered exoskeleton approaches. A mix of familiarity and strangeness grips me upon seeing the black armor. He reaches out and touches my cheek against the transparent barrier of the experimental pod.
Do you recognize me, A01? I'll wake you up.
I feel his fingers touch the crystal switch at my throat. He taps a few times for the holographic panel that appears. It's as if a fog is lifted. My senses return to my body. My lips tremble as I look at the man before me. I search through my memories, but only one name surfaces. Caleb?
That's me. The rebels have attacked the central district. They're looking for you, A01. The lab systems have been destroyed. We can use this chance to escape.
We? I don't know who you are. I only know your name.
I'm Caleb, your friend.
A friend?
All you need to know is that this isn't our first time escaping.
There's a strange familiarity in his voice which stirs my fragmented memories. I remember escaping with Caleb before. He's taken aback, then he extends his hand towards me.
I promise, this will be our last escape.
Okay. Let's go!
The test subject has escaped.
The laboratory collapses under heavy bombardment, but the robots continue their relentless pursuit. We end up fighting our way out. Caleb leads me to a hidden underground warehouse where, to my surprise, an aircraft awaits. He skillfully pilots it and takes us into the clouds despite the intensifying gunfire. Oh. Whoa. slices through the sky and the massive laboratory is already out of sight. Does this mean we've escaped?
Not yet.
Warning. Multiple aircraft detected. Estimated hostile forces exceed 200.
It looks like the government is more interested in capturing you than fighting the rebels.
They want me as a weapon.
They won't last long without you, but the rebels won't let you go either.
Are you scared?
This is our last escape. We either succeed or die.
Whoa. I stand and walk towards the cabin door. They'll try to shoot us down. Protect the aircraft.
You're the one I need to protect.
Before I can react, he's already beside me.
This is our escape. I won't let you fight alone.
Caleb opens the cabin door. A dark, gloomy figure spreads from his palms and suspends our aircraft in midair. You're evil?
I'll help you.
I nod and leap out of the cabin. Held aloft by an invisible force, I summon my floating blades. The giant black swords swiftly strike the approaching aircraft one after another. Thick smoke engulfs our vision as enemy aircrafts burn and explode. They're like a firework display celebrating our escape. Endless lasers weave a net of destruction, and it's impossible to avoid. Both Caleb and I are struck. I'm used to pain, and we have no other choice this time. The last enemy aircraft is sliced in half, and it plummets to the ground. I look up at the burning wreckage far below. An exhaustion I've never felt before hits me. The injury-induced dizziness returns. I fall backwards, yet I don't plummet from the sky. A pair of hands catch me from behind, and my body relaxes. I can trust the person holding me. It's very exciting, so with lots of action.
Emergency protocol has been deactivated. Switching to autopilot mode.
My mind is still a blur. I groggily open my eyes to see
We're
him.
leaving the central district. They shouldn't be able to catch up to us for now.
Resting on the floor of the cockpit, I watch as he kneels before me and examines my injuries.
Your mechanical body is severely damaged. I'll do my best to repair it.
He gently lifts my hands and turns my palm outwards. His other hand aligns perfectly with mine.
I suspect this is your first time being repaired while conscious. You might feel some strange sensations, but that's normal.
Our connected mechanical parts seemingly shift and form a transfer port that locks our palms together. I'm not sure if I imagine it or not, but I feel a cold energy tinged with pain flow into me. I try to pull back my hand, but Caleb gently squeezes it. Our fingers intertwine.
Just a few more seconds.
A sharper pain crashes into me, and I feel as if every wound is set aflame. My body burns and my mind teeters on the edge of chaos. It hurts, Caleb. It hurts so much. We're getting repaired, by the way, just to be clear. This ginger who just came in. He stiffens for a moment, then carefully moves his other arm to pat my trembling
You'll
back.
be okay. I was always the one to repair you when you returned from battle.
Wait, really? I always thought we were like automatically repaired while inside the experimental pod. I instinctively hug him with my free arm. I rest my head on his shoulder as if this gesture could somehow ease the pain. Don't leave me.
I won't. I will never leave you again.
Caleb and his robot girlfriend. The burning pain inside me gradually subsides. The energy flowing through me changes from freezing cold to warm. It's like I'm returning to a place that feels like home. I slowly close my eyes and feel an unprecedented sense of peace in my heart. Deep down, I believe that when I open my eyes again, I won't be alone anymore. Aww. Caleb gently places the girl in the co-pilot seat as a desolate landscape appears outside the porthole. Even though the aircraft has left the central district, he doesn't feel relieved. His energy is fading. He could repair her damaged body before, but now he can't even restore her to a stable state despite using all his strength. Their powers are bound to the same source, so as one grows stronger, the other becomes weaker. His decline can only mean one thing. The destructive energy is getting stronger, coinciding with the escalating strife that continues to engulf this planet. And when this energy goes unchecked, the first thing it destroys is the vessel containing it. Are we gonna self-destruct at some point? I'm not looking forward to that. So just for some context for people who just came in, we're playing Caleb Smith, which kind of is like an alternate reality, parallel universe sort of case. And in this case, we are two weapons designed to destroy. But we're trying to escape. And we've already made our escape. This is our second time, but I'm not sure what's going to happen from here. So next experiment ID, Philo's calendar year Objectives use visual and auditory stimuli to make A01, which is us, intermittently aware of X02's existence and observe her reactions. Oh, A01, sorry, is Caleb. X02 is us. Analyze A01's emotional state and energy fluctuations to access the fundamental attraction between the two. Evaluate the stability of A01's autonomous consciousness and behavioral patterns after becoming aware of X02. I don't know how long I slept. When I opened my eyes, I found myself in a small rocky cave. A small campfire burns at the cave's entrance, and a familiar figure is looking into the dancing flames. I slowly step outside to see a vast desert. Caleb hears me and quickly turns around. His holographic visor is gone. I can't help but stare at him.
What's wrong? Do you feel unwell?
I've never seen your eyes before.
Do they look weird?
I walk up to him, cup his face, and look into his eyes. And don't blink. Your eyes remind me of a scene.
What kind?
An image surfaces in my mind. A sky floats between night and day from many years ago. The summer sky just before sunrise.
That's something we saw 10 years ago.
I shake my head. Only bits and pieces, and your name. He falls silent, then he pats the spot next to him.
Are you hungry? Let's eat something.
He gives me a fruit. Its red spines were burned off. It's not a nutrient nugget? His expression becomes one of utter disgust.
We're no longer in the lab, so we're never eating those things again.
Nutrient nuggets sound kind of yummy, actually. I want to have a nutrient nugget.
These are red thorn grass fruits. They're rich in protein and nutrients.
I take the warm fruit and bite into it. Slightly charred and crispy, it's salty. He closely watches my reaction.
Do you like it?
It's not bad.
Here, try this.
He speaks in a more cheerful tone as he gives me a berry of blue and white stripes.
It's a blue stripe berry. Perfect for quenching your thirst.
I plop it into my mouth. Cool, sweet juice encases my tongue. For a long time, my taste buds only know the artificial flavors of nutrient nuggets. But thanks to the single berry, the world beyond the lab has revealed itself to me. It's sweet! So this is what sweetness tastes like.
You like it, right? I'll remember that for later.
You seem to be knowledgeable about fruits.
I was deployed in a desert once. The environment and vegetation were a lot like this.
A sense of familiarity washes over me. I reach into my pocket and pull out the superfruit seed I've kept hidden. What about this? Do you recognize it? Surprise flashes across Caleb's face, and his eyes light up like they've caught the fire's glow.
You kept it this whole time.
Hmm?
It's a seed from the silver glow fruit. The fruit itself looks like this.
Before I know it, a fruit emanating a soft silvery white glow appears in his palms.
Do you want to know what it tastes like?
I nod and bite into the fruit. Sweet and sour flavors blend into my tongue. There's also a hint of bitterness. I want to take a bite of his fruit. I want to take a bite of his fruit! Alright, calm down. The taste is hard to describe in one word, but I don't hate it.
At long last, I brought you to a place where silver glow fruit grows.
Seeing my confusion, he responds with a relief smile. Did we make a promise before?
Yes. This was part of it.
Promises made many years ago still need to be kept?
They must.
His voice is gentle yet firm, and the moonlight watches over the wasteland, casting a soft glow on his face. An emotion wells up inside me. I want to remember the promise we once made. I want to make a new promise. After we finish the fresh fruit, Caleb puts out the fire and moves the spare sleep pod from the aircraft to the cave. The inflatable sleep pod quickly takes shape, and he starts to set up another one. I don't need it.
This sleep pod will help your body and mind rest properly.
It's too cramped. I don't like it. I sit down and lean against the rock wall near the cave's entrance.
Are you going to sleep like that all night?
Yes.
If you don't like the sleep pod, use it as a mattress inside the cave at least. Then you can stretch out.
The cave isn't any better. He looks so irritated. Caleb looks at the dark, cramped cave and seemingly comes to a realization. He moves closer to the entrance and sits down to me. He positions himself as if he were my shield.
Right. You know, I also don't like being alone.
Thank you for
That's
the
why
raid,
this spot
DJ
is mine.
Mikey. I turn my head and our gazes meet.
In the lab, We were actually separated by one wall.
Just one?
And it was a mirror in my room. I didn't realize it was one way until it got destroyed.
Oh.
You were in the room next to mine and could always see me, right?
And not as I recall the transparent wall. It was like a stage built for an audience of one, me. Sole actor on that stage was a prisoner, the boy in the other room. Confined to the experimental pod and unable to make a sound, I was forced to watch his loneliness and pain play out. It felt like an experiment.
Were you able to hear me?
All kinds of plants can grow in the desert. There are blue-strap berries, red thorn grass, and silver fruit you were curious about as a child. Would you like to go to an amusement park? I used the system to find the dreamiest one in all of Phylos. This amusement park floats in the sky. Even the clothes are pink and purple. I want to take you there. It's like a paradise. You'll like it. I calmly repeat his past monologues. He's slightly stunned. I heard everything you said in the prep, but only now do I realize you were talking to me. The wasteland's moonlight is reflected in my eyes, and his expression seems more animated.
Then you must have heard what I said every night.
Good night, my one and only.
What about you?
I had no one to say those words, so I never said them. He turns to look at me, and his gaze becomes serious.
Have you given yourself a name?
I pause before looking at him. No one has ever called me by a name.
Well, now you have someone who will.
Ayu. He lowers his gaze and carefully repeats the name several times. When he looks up again, his features soften.
From now on, we'll hear the words we want to hear. Good night.
Good night, Caleb. I close my eyes and listen to his steady breathing nearby. I unconsciously rest my head against his shoulder. I slept well that night. No sudden awakenings, no dreams. In the span of 3 chapters, we've escaped twice. And now we are resting in a cave. I wonder... There's still like 5 chapters, 6 chapters to go. I wonder what's gonna unfold. It almost seems like we're already, you know, we're free. I hope so. Experiment ID. Create a simulation of a planetary threat that could arise from the energy fusion between A01 and X02. Research and design preventive measures to stop the energy fusion between them. Oh! Ata. Welcome back! I lost my... Welcome back, Draco! Caleb doesn't remember most of the dream he had in the laboratory except for one. It's a vivid dream that reoccurs frequently. Past an endless tunnel, time and space, at the far end of the universe, a blue planet orbits peacefully. The planet's inhabitants closely resemble the people of Phylos, but everything there is full of life. It's in stark contrast to declining Phylos. The images in the dream are vivid. He seems to know how the people live there and how the scene flows. More importantly, the planet's energy always feels familiar and nostalgic to Caleb. It carries the unique aura of rebirth. Perhaps it's not a dream, but a distant memory. We fly our aircraft to get as far away from the central district as possible, but the aircraft was hit with heavy bombardment. It's constantly malfunctioning. Eventually, we're forced to take a risk, and we land on the outskirts of a ruined city to look for parts. As we enter the desolate street, wary and curious eyes follow us.
Linkshire was once as lively as the central district.
Linkshire. A black market merchant greets us with an unremarkable corner of an old district. Despite her friendly tone, her sharp, scrutinizing gaze reveals her caution, especially since we're still clad in combat armor.
So, where are you two planning to go?
Before I can respond, a small hand tugs at my finger.
Are you both robots?
I look down at the little boy and shake my head.
But you don't look like everyone else.
She's my friend. Have you ever seen robots that have friends?
His logic? This little boy shakes his head.
I've always been alone.
Oh, poor
It's
kid.
different.
Oh, Caleb glances at me.
Having someone always be there for you, it feels different.
But my grandma is always there for me, too.
You brat.
You're from outside?
I hesitate. I don't know which names. What are the names of places of Phylos apart from the central?
The edges of deep space.
The edges. Yeah,
It's
look at
the
that.
origin of
I've
all
been looking at it.
Philosians.
I've been looking
Our
at it.
ancestral
Trust
homeland,
me.
basically.
I probably look just as bewildered as the boy right now.
There aren't many deserts between the cities there. People enjoy traveling to see all kinds of landscapes.
His expression is honest, as if he experienced it firsthand. I can't zoom in, Sally. Did he get this from Cognitive Domain System?
Do they have these?
The boy pulls out several white paper ornaments from under the table. They're neatly
Paper
folded.
is rare on Phylos, but on that planet, it's an everyday necessity.
Oh, paper.
Almost every child there learns to fold simple objects.
His understated tone makes my mind wander.
What else?
Caleb casts a side glance in my direction, then he crouches down to be at eye level with
I'll
the boy.
tell you, in exchange for getting some unfolded paper.
Ooh, we're doing barter trades. When we left Lingshire, we took the aircraft parts and the precious white paper I'm holding right now. Back inside the aircraft, Caleb gets straight to work without even resting for a bit. Lying on his back under the control panel, he swaps out internal parts.
Regulator,
I hand it to him, but my gaze keeps drifting to the nearby papers.
are you curious?
Have you visited the edges of deep space?
I'm not sure.
Hmm.
I don't remember being there. But these images keep appearing in my mind. They feel like memories from a long time ago.
He finishes the repairs and pushes us up. I hold out my hand to him. He hesitates before letting his cold mechanical hand clasp mine. I pull him up. I don't have memories like that. My mind is empty. He carefully studies my face.
Is that envy I see?
I don't know. But you look happy when you talk about that place. Is it even happier than the dreamiest amusement park on Phylos?
I've never been to either place. But that amusement park isn't far from here.
Caleb raises his hand and taps the air to bring up a holographic screen between us. With his finger, he draws a simple sketch on the screen.
There's a hover train that weaves through the amusement park. It'll pass by the Ferris wheel, the roller coaster.
And the merry-go-round.
You remembered that.
I remember everything you said, including the amusement park's coordinates that you keep repeating. I round out the numbers I heard Caleb say many times on the holographics. X, 4,352.74. Y, minus 982.56. Z, 1,287.32. My hand stops exactly where his fingers rest on the other side.
Do you really want to go there?
You said it's a place that makes people happy. I don't know what happiness is. His expression falters for a moment. In that fleeting moment, I can't discern the emotion in his eyes. Caleb places his hand on the holographic screen and makes it disappear. My hand touches his palm.
I'll take you to any place you want to visit.
Maybe it's just that my imagination, but when our hands touch in spite of a powered exoskeleton, I unexpectedly sense warmth. I look up at him. "'Cause you're my friend?" He seems slightly taken aback, then a gentle smile appears on his face.
Yeah. It's because I'm your friend.
I didn't understand what having a friend meant before, but over time I found my own definition of that word. Maybe I'll understand what happiness is when we arrive at the amusement park. Caleb accesses the aircraft controls and we take to the skies once more. We're no longer running away. We now have a destination. This is surprisingly fluffy. I'm so happy. Oh, another experiment ID. Reconstruct the energy transmission network within A01 to enhance the test subject's absorption and release capabilities. Reinforce A01's powered exoskeleton and insert environmental adaptation modules to improve the subject's adaptability and stability in various environments. We have upgrades, DLCs. Caleb often woke up in the middle of the night when he was still in the laboratory, and there would be a severe ache in his chest. At first, he thought he was sick, but he soon realized the pain had nothing to do with his physical health. It felt like someone deeply connected to him was suffering, and he felt her pain through an invisible bond. Caleb knew she endured the wounds, the mental erosion, and the torturous modifications. She had to bear this inhuman pain because of the destructio energy she was born with. He wished he bore all the pain in her stead. That thought became a thorn in his heart that only grew inward. Oh, Caleb.
Approaching designated coordinates.
Amusement park? Are there gonna be residents there? Are we gonna enjoy ourselves, or is it gonna be like... Oh, aircraft reached its destination, but the dreamy new amusement park is nowhere to be seen. The remnants of a hover train lie scattered on the ground as if to prove it wasn't just our imagination. The amusement park did exist at one point, but now its rotting remains stand before us. Lost in thought, I stare at the wreckage.
This planet is big.
That won't be necessary. I turn around and calmly look at Caleb. It's okay not to know what happiness feels like. I've matured just fine. I start walking toward the aircraft, but he grabs my wrist.
Let me show you a magic trick.
He releases his wrist and deftly folds, unfolds, and refolds the white paper he got from the boy. Before long, he places a delicate white paper crane in my hand.
Let's see how far it can fly.
Although I'm confused, I play along. The small paper crane glides from my fingertips, flies into the distance, and my gaze follows it across the desolate ruins. It circles back towards me, but just as I reach out to catch it, it levitates before my eyes. Did you use your evil? As soon as the words leave my mouth, I realize I'm floating. I look down and see Caleb walking through the air. He's heading in my direction.
The hover train is gone, but there's always another way to reach the sky.
During the previous battle with our pursuer's aircraft, I hadn't paid attention to the sensation of floating. But now that I'm suspended in the air, I feel like I lost my balance. Whew! He steadies me and the familiar pull of gravity returns.
For my next trick, I'll turn this place into an amusement park just for us.
What? Paper crane levitates and leads the way. Caleb holds my hand and guides me through the night sky. From above, the amusement park no longer looks like a bunch of ruins. The Ferris wheel, roller coaster, merry-go-round, they stand like frozen relics of a bygone era. The wind and clouds are woven to form a vessel beneath us, and I turn to look at him. He is beside me. Oh.
What is it?
This feeling I've never felt before. Is it happiness?
If you like this feeling, then yes, it's happiness.
After thinking for a moment, I gently pull him closer. He leans down and I see my lips curve into a smile in his eyes. I like this feeling, so I'm happy right now. Caleb stares at me as if bewitched. It's like he's seeing something completely new. Did I say something wrong?
Not at all. It's because...
He gently touches the corners of my mouth with his
This is the first time I've seen you smile.
I also touch the corners of my mouth. It curves upwards because I'm happy.
It's not just that. This also changed.
His fingers move from my cheek to the corner of my eye. Caleb, your eyes and mouth also changed. Touch the corners of his eyes and lips.
Yes. Now we can see our happiness reflected in each other's faces.
But I still don't know what makes you happy.
You.
The evening breeze tousles his hair and the distant stars are reflected in his skin. Just as I've come to understand happiness, I also understand what it means to have someone who's always been there for me. Memories of Caleb flash through my mind. Walking in midair, paper crane, the wind blocked at the cave's entrance, silver glow flutes, campfires under the night sky. A familiar yet unsettling feeling sweeps over me, and my consciousness begins to blur. Just like those moments before my memories were erased.
Pipsqueak?
I lower my head through the haze. The crystal embedded in my powered exoskeleton gives off a faint, blood-red glow in the darkness. My mind spins into chaos embrace. Even breathing feels painful. As I collapse into the arms of the person beside me, a sharp sound charges towards us. A golden beam pierces the darkness and grazes my powered exoskeleton.
It's a surveillance drone. Get behind me.
Countless pairs of golden eyes suddenly light up the night sky. They're like a crowd of lions surrounding their prey. More golden beams are woven to create an intricate net. They're trying to trap us. I tried to summon my floating blade to counterattack, but my fading consciousness prevents me from using my evolve. Behind me, a golden beam strikes. As it pierces my chest, I lose my balance and fall. Caleb catches me. Focused, he uses his evolve to lift the passenger railroad car into the air and serves as a makeshift shield. Carries me into the floating passenger railroad car while lasers relentlessly attack its exterior. I can hear the muffled explosions. My senses are about to disappear. Even the pain in my chest feels like a distant, phantasmal sensation.
Listen, I know your mind is in disarray.
I'm fine. You need to go. I try to push him away, but he pulls me back into his arms using an even greater force. He leans down to my ear. His calm voice is steadfast.
You must remember what I'm about to tell you. Don't go back to the aircraft. It's most likely being monitored. Return to Lingshire and take shelter in an abandoned house.
I can't leave you. The passenger railroad car buckles inward under ruthless gunfire. The increasing number of strikes is a warning. It won't hold on for much longer. Caleb presses his hand against the back of my head and our foreheads touch. There's no fear in his eyes, only a burning light belonging to someone who's ready to face death.
You won't be taken back there, and you won't die. This is our last escape. I promise.
His other hand grasps mine and the transfer ports in our palms connect. A flood of energy surges into me. It's not the cool, soothing kind I knew before. Caleb, it hurts. The energy burns like a raging wildfire. It consumes every fiber of my being as if to hollow me out.
Don't be afraid. This won't take long.
A shrill, ringing noise echoes in my mind as if unfamiliar energy takes over my body. It drains me of whatever remains of my energy. I struggle to break free, but his arm holds me tightly.
Forgive me. This is the only way.
I suddenly realize he's exchanging his energy with mine. No, Caleb, you can't bear
But
it.
I'm willing to do it.
He pulls me closer, our heated breaths mingle as our bodies seem to merge.
I will give you my fate, and your fate will become mine.
Energy courses through my very being to claim every part of me. In a matter of seconds, my body accepts this new presence as if welcoming back something it had lost. A dull ache throbs in my heart as I desperately fight to stay conscious. Why? Responds with a small smile and his warm lips brush against my eyelid.
Because I'm your friend. A close friend is willing to do this. To die for you.
In this close moment, I see his farewell in that smile. It feels like our final goodbye. Our lips move, but the word I want to say won't come out. Caleb, no! As my words slip into darkness, I see Caleb turn and walk out of the passenger railroad car. He levitates in the air as massive black swords materialize behind him. The floating blades forged from my energy now serve as his weapon. A massive swarm of drones surge towards him to attack the newly reborn combat android. He raises both hands, gravity is warped, and the black hole that manifests shreds the machine into pieces. Caleb turns his head, take one last look at the passenger railroad car. Then he leaps into the sea of metal. Oh, no! No, he said we'd never be apart! He always breaks his promise! Ah! No! I wake up in the wreckage of the hover train's passenger railroad car. Oh man, oh no. All the surveillance drones have vanished into the night sky. They took Caleb with them. The sky floats between night and day as if another summer surprise looms. The amusement park has returned to being ruins. I'm alone once more. The space around me feels like a laboratory, boundless yet still a prison. Caleb's energy is warm and calm like lake water under the summer sun. It carries the essence of life and hope itself. He took on all the pain and darkness so I'd be left with this pure hope. If I were to ask him why, he'd probably smile and give me that answer. It's because I'm your friend. My heart feels the pull of a familiar force. I know Caleb is alive, he's just outside my reach. Instead of hiding in an abandoned house like he told me, I search the ruins of the amusement park without rest. The pull of my heart grows weaker. I don't know what's happening to Caleb. What if the connection breaks before I find him? I force myself to move faster. I need to cover more ground. Caleb, wherever you are, please hear me, sense me, wait for me. I will find you. I'll wake you up and make you hear me say your name again. Huh? I lost count of how many days and nights I've traveled. I don't know how far I've gone. The ruins of the city rise in the distance and it looks like the outskirts of Lingshire. Light fades from the withered buildings as another night approaches. A feeling swells in my heart. Caleb is nearby. Climbing over the rubble of a building, I see the setting sun casting light on the lonely wreckage of an aircraft. My heart races as an invisible force pulls me. person I've been trying to find is close. I move to the other side of the abandoned aircraft. Caleb leans against it. His eyes are closed and the cockpit's cables are connected to his back. The aircraft's energy isn't enough to repair his system. The scene mirrors the moment he found me in the laboratory. It's as if our fates had been switched. Keeping my emotions in check, I approach him one step at a time. Oh. Breathing is steady. Let's see if he reacts. I think I can press it. Is there an order I was supposed to press it in? Uh-oh.
Target acquired.
Oh no, oh no!
Activating elimination protocol.
Is something controlling him? Uh-oh.
Error detected. Execute A01. Execute.
Caleb, please.
No. Command. Rejected.
Oh. There was a decent amount of clanking in that scene. Is he okay? He returned to me?
Are you hurt?
Hmm?
Seeking me out, that's dangerous.
You didn't want to be woken up?
If it's you, no matter what, please wake me up.
Aww. You look so vulnerable here. Caleb. Man, I hope they come out of it all right. Every time I read a story about Caleb and MC, it just feels so tragic. I support Caleb as we quietly head back to Linkshire in case the drones are still patrolling the city outskirts. His system has sustained heavy damage. We need to find a safe place for repairs. The black market merchant who sold us aircraft parts kindly let her use her old house for. Although it's warm from age, the room is tidy. A vintage floor-to-ceiling window takes up an entire wall, so this space is flooded with light. Caleb, utterly exhausted, collapses onto the bed. I gently touch his eyelids and feel a trace of warmth beneath my fingertip. Suddenly, his eyelashes flutter.
Don't worry. I'm fully conscious.
He takes my hand and turns it over. The various cuts and scrapes I collected from those days of looking at him in the ruins are revealed. His grip loosens as if he's afraid to cause even the slightest discomfort.
Were you uncomfortable these past few days?
Without saying a word, I press my palm against his. He understands and tries to pull away.
My system is fine.
I put his hand down on the mattress. I sit on the edge of the bed and look down at him.
Your hands.
My pain receptors have been modified, but you're not like me. He forces his palm to align perfectly with mine, and my powered exoskeleton shifts as our transfer ports connect. Energy flows into his body, his wounds seemingly burn as they heal.
Let go of...
I use more of my strength to stop him from moving. His face slightly pales from the pain. This is how you repaired me before. I'm just returning the favor.
Don't waste your energy on me.
Energy transfer suddenly stops. I stare at my palm, shocked beyond belief. Caleb's system isn't fully repaired, but my energy is already drained. Unease creeps into my mind. Our energy levels are mismatched. You knew? Turned his head away to avoid my gaze.
I'll recover. I just need more time.
Grab his shoulder and make him face me. our gazes meet. You lied to me.
Yes, I did. How are you going to punish me? I'll accept whatever it is you plan to do.
My fingers trail from his shoulders to his collarbone to move towards the center of his neck. Your punishment. Promise me that you'll never leave me again. Ever.
What if I break it?
Finger stops just above the crystal on his throat. All it would take is one push to transform him into something. I know you're weak. If you break it, I'll make you my prisoner. He hesitates before taking my hand and sits up.
Where will you imprison me?
I'll shackle you to a place only we know about.
Are you talking about that planet at the edges of deep space?
You told me the people there call their living quarters a home.
Yeah.
And you said going home is a normal occurrence there.
Yes. Normal. But important.
Can we have a home if I take you there?
Why do you want to go to that place with me?
Because you're my friend? The light from the window reaches his eyes and makes them shine like a moon. Can I call you that?
Of course.
Move closer and wrap my arms around him. His presence surrounds me. For a moment, the cold metal of his powered exoskeleton feels seemingly warm. Caleb.
I'm here.
I rest my head against his shoulder. Now I understand what it means. He wraps his arms around me. His embrace is ever so gentle, as if he's afraid his powered exoskeleton might hurt me.
What does a friend mean to you?
There's someone who'd do anything for me.
A perfect answer.
He slightly turns his head and a warm breath brushes against my cheek.
But that doesn't just apply to a friend.
We see our reflections in each other's eyes.
It's also what Caleb means. Remember that. Just like how you remember my name.
I sit up straight and extend my right pinky finger to Caleb. Back then, you taught me about promises.
So you remember.
All of our memories are tied to the name Caleb. Eyes sparkle as he extends his pinky finger. Let's leave Phylos and travel to a planet at the far edges of deep.
Okay.
Our pinky fingers, both encased in armor, hooked together just like back then. It was summer at the time, and now it's currently summer. The season has finally become an inseparable part of my life. We've all missed. I know it's gonna end tragically. Okay, we're at chapter 7 out of 9. We're almost towards the end, guys. Strap in. Experiment. Install and activate quantum interference modules for A01 and X02 to ensure stable operation. Set the following trigger conditions. Initiate quantum interference when X02 and A01's energy fluctuations maintain synchronization for an extended period of time. Oh. For those on the run, a destination is like a beacon, a spiritual anchor guiding every step of the way. To reach our homeland at the edges of deep space, we still have much to prepare. Linkshire was once a bustling hub of aerospace innovation. Now it's nothing but ruins of abandoned equipment. We found a small spacecraft in an old warehouse on the outskirts. If it's modified and given enough fuel, it can fly again. We exchanged the aircraft we used to get here for the parts we needed with the black market merchant Helen. Caleb and I ventured into the city's desolate outskirts to hunt wanderers for their protocores. This will serve as a source of energy for our spacecraft. As the days passed, our dream of departure felt closer than ever before. Oh! After working very hard, we finally fill our pouch with protocores. It's currently midnight, but instead of heading back with our loot, Caleb and I are captivated by the scenery before us. A nameless lake sits on the far reaches of Linkshire outskirts. The humid night air clings to our skin, and the calm lake mirrors the brilliant moonlight in the sun, in the sky.
I saw this before in the lab's system logs. Philosians missed the moonlight of their homeland, so they built an artificial satellite to mimic it.
That's so interesting. We sit by the lake. I touch the water, and the cool ripples curl around my fingers. They soothe the heat coming off from.
When we finally see the moonlight in our homeland, will remember this night.
It's so far away.
Yes. Anything could happen. We might not even make it.
Place my hand deeper into the water and watch the ripples spread out. Doesn't matter so long as we're together. Caleb looks at me, then he tilts his head toward the sky.
No matter what happens, we'll always have the memory of tonight to hold close to our hearts.
My heart. He raises his hand, and a tiny spinning black hole forms. The small ripples on the lake's surface gradually turn into waves. They're drawn upwards by an invisible force. The waters hover above the lake. It forms a massive transparent sphere that sparkles with reflected moonlight.
On that planet, they have something called a crystal ball. They're often given as gifts.
Are they also made out of water?
No. The ones there are smaller. Sometimes they have tiny items inside them to create scenes.
Sounds so nice. He stands and holds out his hand to me.
This one only belongs to us.
Having floated before, I've gotten used to the feeling of my feet leaving the ground. Caleb pulls me effortlessly into the sphere. The transparent water around us shimmer and with iridescence under the silver moonlight.
Hold on tight.
Guides my hand to rest behind his waist and wraps one arm around my shoulder. Our crystalline bubble begins to float even higher. Caleb, is this another one of your magic tricks?
A magician relies on illusions. But I want to make all your wishes come true.
Prismatic light dances around us, refracting and perfecting endlessly. They make me feel like I'm inside a giant crystal ball. Yet his eyes shine pure and bright as tonight's moonlight. All my wishes will come true?
Yes. All of them.
I hold him even tighter. The wish I have right now has already been fulfilled. The night is still, and all I can hear are our footsteps in the empty city.
Why are you staring at the ground? Are you exhausted?
Listen, our footsteps. They sound like they're going home.
You already think of it as your home, huh?
I watch our steps fall in and out of sync. I mean, us walking together is what feels like home. He slows his pace until we're walking side by side.
I'll remember the rhythm then. So from now on, we'll walk home like this, together.
I feel like he's playing another magic trick on me with his serious tone and how he says the word home. My heart is racing as if I'm engrossed in an enchanting performance.
Now you're the one who's slowing down. What's wrong?
Places his hands on my shoulders to steady me, then he leans down and looks at my face.
Tired?
His compassionate gaze is so close. Not wanting him to notice my quickened heartbeat, I only nod.
We've been out for a while.
Suddenly stops, turns around and crouches.
I'll carry you home.
I love a piggyback ride! Yay! I don't move, instead opting to stare at
It'll
him.
be faster this way. Don't you want to go home soon?
Still feeling lightheaded, I climb onto his back. He lifts me with ease and walks forward.
If you're tired, close your eyes. You'll wake up at home.
I lean my head against his shoulder and let myself relax. Hey, love.
What is it?
I like it when you say home.
Then I'll say it every day.
Aww.
Let's go home.
Let's go home! I no longer care if he notices my racing heart, because I can feel his heart too as my chest is pressed against his back. Like mine, it's beating just as quickly. Our hearts are perfectly in sync. The rhythm is exciting and comforting. Good night, Caleb.
Good night.
Content, I close my eyes and fail to notice the faint, blood-red glow from the crystal embedded in his powered exoskeleton. Oh no! No! We are so destined to destroy one another. Why? Why? Why can't they just let me be happy? Why? Oh my god. Okay, experiment ID. Objectives. The interference control module via feedback signals will adjust the pattern of entangled particles to generate specific quantum states. These will target the neural networks of A01 and X02 to disrupt their consciousness. Number 2, monitor and document the destructive effects and quantum decoherence when the energy fluctuations of A02 and X01 A01 and X02 converge. They just don't want us to be happy, guys. Shortly after exchanging energy with the girl and waking up, Caleb had an ominous premonition. The color change in his powered exoskeleton crystal and the brief haze clouding his mind made him remember the ruins of the amusement park. The girl underwent the same process, the crystal discoloration, and the mental fog. Those symptoms must have been transferred to him. After their failed escape as children, the two had undergone many modifications. Maybe this was a failsafe, a mechanism the laboratory had implanted to prevent another attempt. But what was the trigger? When he carried the girl back to the old house on his back that night, he finally realized the answer. The trigger was each other. More specifically, it was their feelings. The closer they became and the more they interacted, the faster their consciousness degraded. They were programmed to be the other's poison. This naturally formed bond was destructive, a catalyst designed to make them forget and hurt each other. Despite this newfound knowledge, he savored the sweet poison. All he wanted was to stand by her side and board the spacecraft destined to reach the far edges of deep space before the mechanism overwhelmed him. Oh my god. Why is it so sad? The war between the government and the rebels had reached a precarious stalemate. The central district had been reduced to rubble. The flames of conflict spread to every part of the planet. Lingshire was no exception. Outside the window, an ominous red glow lit up the night sky and was accompanied by faint, distant explosions.
It's me.
Helen rushes in with her grandson. Both are disheveled from their journey, and her usually calm demeanor can't mask her fear.
The rebels are already at the city outskirts. We'll be boarding a large evacuation ship.
If they find us, everyone on board will die. Caleb and I exchange a glance. We know that we are thinking the same thing.
Thank you, but our fuel is ready. We'll be leaving soon.
But your ship is a private spacecraft.
Do you really have to go?
Caleb pats the boy's head.
We're going to a place where the seasons change. We'll see life grow, a summer sunrise.
No, we're not.
Real moonlight.
Does this world have such a place?
Oh. Caleb shows a slight smile as he glances at the boy. He turns to look at me.
If this world doesn't have it, then we'll find one that does.
Helen sighs and holds a metal box to Caleb.
And this is the communication key. So long as you're within range, we can send a rescue shuttle.
That is so sweet of her. After Helen nods, Kala places a small communicator in my hand. Thank you.
You need to go to that world you're looking for.
Take care.
Oh, they've been so kind to us. I hope that they end up happy, even if we just end up dying. We watched a massive spacecraft disappear into the sky. The flames of strife enter the heart of the city. Scared and dilapidated, Lingshire marches towards his funeral. Outside the floor-to-ceiling window, buildings stand against the blinding flames. Thick smoke fills the air, yet the city remains strangely silent. We have to leave immediately. Caleb goes to the warehouse to replace the spacecraft's engine. I stay behind to gather emergency supplies. We'll meet up after I'm done. I rush to the warehouse with everything I can carry, yet I see Caleb standing outside the spacecraft with his back to me. I have nutrient nuggets, supplement concentrates, and...
X02. Command confirmed.
Oh no, not this again. Caleb? Take a step and grab his arm, but when he turns around, his face is expressionless. It befits something that could be called the ultimate perfect weapon.
Carrying out orders. No. I'm not X02. I'm Caleb.
His unfocused eyes slowly regain clarity. The red glow from his powered exoskeleton fades. His body sways and I quickly steady him. Are your memories being erased? Is it because we exchanged energy?
Let's get out of here first. Once we're safe, I'll explain everything to you.
Oh no. Outside the spacecraft's viewport, Lingshire, consumed by warfare, shrinks into a speck of light in the distance. At the spacecraft's ascent, the entire planet seemingly spirals into an inferno. I pilot the ship, but my heart races as if it's feeling someone else's pain.
We have interference modules inside of us. When triggered, the one with the destructive energy will experience a degradation of their consciousness. Until they lose it completely.
It's clear what those people feared, weapons with a wheel of their own. Repressing the bitterness in my chest, I force myself to stay calm. We leave Phylos, the module won't be activated. He lowers his gaze to avoid looking at me. That's when the truth hits me. Am I the trigger?
Whenever our energy synchronizes,
My body trembles, but a soft smile appears on his face.
it's not your fault.
It feels
They
like
knew I
it.
couldn't stop myself from wanting to synchronize with you.
Countless experiments had dulled my anger and pain, yet they surge once more as they're reborn from my flesh. All of them deserve to die. But who are they? The researchers who modified us? The rulers who crave our power? The creators who gave us the energy? Or is it fate itself that's binding us in each other's shadows? Before me is this boundless universe, yet my hatred can only merge with its unfathomable darkness. This should have been my burden. If Caleb didn't exchange his energy with mine, he wouldn't need to suffer. I grab Caleb's hand and try to connect to the port in his palm. Suddenly, something warm and sticky. I slowly turn over my hand. Dark red blood is mixed with a golden fluid in my palm. It flows down my wrist.
I'm sorry.
Caleb's smile softens as he opens his wounded palm. His transfer port has been completely
We
destroyed.
won't be exchanging energy anymore. But at least, I got you onto this ship before I was taken away. I promised this would be our last escape. And I meant it.
He's always doing things without telling me. His grin sends waves of fear through me. I grab his arm. Don't you dare leave me. We promised to reach the far reaches of deep space together.
Warning. Internal
Golly,
energy
hey.
fluctuations are intensifying.
Oh,
All
no.
integrity at...
Even if you lose consciousness, it doesn't matter. I'll always be the one to wake you up.
Warning. Spacecraft is under heavy bombardment. Shield integrity. A massive fleet is approaching. Contact will occur in approximately...
This is perfect.
What?
Your fate is now mine. This is the last thing I can do for you.
What do you mean? He releases my hand, stands up, and leaves the cockpit. I try to follow him, but gravity pins me in place. A transparent door separates us. It's just like that barrier in the laboratory. And he won't be waiting for me on the other side this time. Caleb, no! Don't leave me, Caleb! Caleb stops in his tracks. He turns his head ever so slightly.
I'm sorry. I failed you as a friend. Our promise to reach the edges of deep space together. I broke it.
I can only see one of his eyes. Within it lies a gentle resolve that destroys my heart.
But the promise we had since we were born. I kept that one. Our bodies, minds, and spirits are from the same source. Even if it all fades away, my soul will always resonate with yours. Because...
His lips continue to move, but no sound comes out. This is Caleb's final goodbye. These stories always end up so tragic. Why can't I have a single happy ending in these myths? Oh my god. Well, last chapter, guys. Last chapter, and this is where we kiss too, so buckle up. Bye, Caleb. No! Caleb has a secret he never told anyone about. It was born the moment he became aware of her existence in the laboratory. He didn't know if it was related to their shared origin, her being the center of his world, or the fact that she was herself. Yet in the end, none of it mattered. Every reason began and ended with her. The secret was a seed buried in his heart, and over the years it grew into a winding vine that formed an invisible net. It bound him and made him want to bind her just as tightly. At the beginning and end of those vines was a single thorn, one that grew inward. Their shared connection meant his soul was always destined to recognize her. His soul resonated with hers again and again because he loved her. The deafening echo of that love had traversed the sealed laboratory, the war-torn planet, and the inevitable end. Now it would finally fade into silence.
Independent combat unit detected.
Multiple enemy vessels have been eliminated. Warning. Combat units' vital signs are fluctuating. Severe wounds are likely. Warning.
The AI system's voice reverberates throughout the spacecraft. With gravity restored in the cockpit, I open the transparent door. Outside the viewport, debris from the destroyed ships flies through the void like meteors. And there he is, the one I can't bear to lose. He's falling toward a final goodbye. Caleb, what makes you think my life could mean anything without you? I don't want to live in a world without you, not even for a moment. There's a third option that isn't one person escaping or getting dragged back to the lab. And maybe that's the ending I want. I touch the silver seed I always carry, open the emergency hatch and leap into the void. Controlling my powered exoskeleton, I drift through space. In the distance, ship's exploding silence, their remains streak across the emptiness. The receiver built into my ear picks up a sound. The piercing screech almost makes me think it's an auditory hallucination. Isn't this Caleb's receiver? My intuition makes me look down. The figure in black is quickly falling. As I hear his faint breathing through the receiver, I push my powered exoskeleton's engine to its limit and fly towards him. Animation time, guys! Am I just bad at aiming? Hello? We got him, guys! We're here! Come on! Caleb!
You... How? You must turn back.
Don't be ridiculous! If we can't live together, I'd rather die with you. One last feel of his abs. Sorry, I got distracted. His own power is consuming him.
You should visit any place you want.
This is where I want it. In your chest!
This path will only lead to destruction.
The world being destroyed isn't as scary as being separated from you.
We're from the same source.
In that case, facing destruction together.
Then it's a promise.
They didn't give
In
me any
life
time to read that.
And in death. We will never be apart.
We kissed, guys! Ah! And then we both spontaneously combusted. Our energy was too synchronized, chat! Woo! Explosive kiss! Explosive! Now what? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Now the angst is gonna settle in. Okay, they always do this. They always bring you to this amazing climax of action, of love, and then they bring you crashing down. Yes. Yes, writing. Make me feel things. I feel like I woke up from a long, endless dream. In that dream, countless nebulae were set aflame in the fathomless depths of space. They collapsed and a black hole formed at its center. There was an explosion. New stars were born. Then I heard a faint voice telling me a story about another world. In the chaos, it was the only thing I could understand. And that voice kept saying the same words. Go home. Let's go home. Punctio and Destructio are two forces that drive the evolution of civilization. These intertwined forces are interlocked in a perpetual cycle. Philo's empire rose from the advent of technology which granted immortality, yet beneath its glory were the seeds of destruction that had long since been sown. Immortality meant the end of progress. Their decay began the moment it was achieved. Immortality could not sustain an immoral civilization. As destruction pushed this world towards its final moments, flames of hope were ignited everywhere in the universe. It is a testament to the endless cycle of rebirth. From the fall of Philosian civilization, the final chapter. So, guys, that's that. What did you think? That was a full, yeah, I thought it was gonna be an hour long, but it turned out to be about an hour and a half long as well. Given, you know, that I was reading everything that I could catch. Wow. I didn't expect to feel so... I feel so sad. Every time we read a myth story, it's always so tragic. It makes me feel so sad. Just pains me, you know, how they were created for each other, and they're kind of destined to be together, but also destined to destroy one another at the same time. And I really, really hope that this isn't going to be the story that's told in the main story, because from what we read just now, the myths are kind of like an alternate or parallel universe, and I don't know all the details, but I know it's separate from the main timeline that we're on right now. So... that was 2 journeys and a half, and I am emotionally... like, my emotions are through the roof right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed the full reading. This is also the first time that I recorded the full experience of the card. So I'll probably be uploading it, but whether anyone wants to revisit it in the future is going to be up to them. I was thinking maybe I'll just leave it up as a VOD, but if someone is really interested in, you know, having the story with all its context and having it autoplay for them also with a bit of commentary, then they might enjoy my reading of it, I hope. Because one complaint that I have with some of the cards is, it's not really a complaint, but a feature I wish they had was where in some of the cards, especially in the Falling For You ones, oh sorry, not Falling For You, the By Your Side ones, so the tender moments are kind of like audiobooks. But the thing is, they only read out the love interest lines. So every other love interest and NPCs, every other thing like the narration of the situation and our MC is not voiced. So even though you can play this in the background, for the full context you still have to kind of read what is going on. So I wish that there was an option to turn on the voice and the narration as well. But that's just for the tender moments. Well, we shall see. Maybe in the future they will implement that. But for now, I've really been enjoying all of the features that they've been bringing to the table, and I really can't wait to see what more Love and Deepspace is going to bring to us, because they're already breaking the barriers of otome gaming more than what I've seen a lot of other games do. They're very immersive. They have they definitely feed into this parasocial relationship and romance that you have with the love interest. But as long as you don't get what do they call it? Is this the right word? If you don't get as long as you're not, you know, being unrealistic with your expectations of the game and still maintaining real life relationships, this is a safe and enjoyable space to indulge in in being romanced by a fictional man who is absolutely perfect. The Lulu is the soul. It is for me, but it might not be for everybody. Like, if I'm not even kidding. I don't think I would have survived most of my relationships if I didn't have an otome game always on the side. I've been playing otome games since my mid-teens, and it's always been a sort of place of solace for me to have a game where I had, you know, safe romances, which I know wouldn't disappoint me. I've never engaged in using character AI or going out of my way to try and really bring this person into my life or anything like that. I don't even have merch of the least, if I'm being honest. I don't have any merchandise that's Love and Deepspace, surprisingly, just because I feel like if... I just wish that the merchandise was a bit different from the cards that they have, because most of the merchandise is made from graphics that they already have from the cards, so as to retain the original image of the boys, right? But because of that, I kind of think like I can just open the game and look at the cards and play through the cards again if I want to see them. So I haven't found a merchandise item that I personally like, and therefore I don't have any lads merch yet. But I only have some prints and stickers, but that was bought mainly to support my artist friends. So I don't have anything displayed publicly. I have them in my albums, but nothing that, you know, is displayed. I don't have like a shrine or anything like that. I just enjoy the game as it is in the game. Yeah. But that's a whole conversation for another time. I was watching this. I don't know how many of you have engaged in sort of pseudo-romance with these fictional characters before. Have you? Are any of you guys currently playing, I don't know, Crazy Ones or something like that? I heard Crazy Ones is the current trending one for guys. Though I haven't tried it. It's said that... So the premise of Crazy Ones is you are some sort of talent manager, and then you have these 4 girls that you're kind of living with. I think the only part that kind of makes it unrealistic for me is the fact that all these 4 girls are sort of working together and you're dating all of them at the same time. It's a bit different in Love and Deepspace because every boy or most of the love interests are sort of operating on their own timeline, and it almost seems like they're not very aware of each other's presence. So it almost feels like as I play their routes, my MC is dating that person exclusively as I'm playing their route, you know, and it changes along with the rest. Kind of like Him, the Smile, and the Bloom, which was an otome game we played a while back when we were trying out some indie games. And I really enjoyed that one because the MC for each of the routes is a completely different person. So I thought that was really interesting in concept because I haven't really seen that a lot. But yeah, I think the same things are in play here. Yeah. Good night, I'm EP. Good night, Theo. Okay, I'm gonna just set to just chatting real quick. Yeah, because we are gonna be yapping a little bit before I sleep. But yeah, I was watching a really well-researched video on fictional romance and how comfort characters can bring about very real feelings to us, but they're there more as a... Yes, it's as a comfort. Yes, it's as a, you know, indulgence kind of thing. But it's not there to replace genuine human connection. So as much as you play games, don't forget to touch grass, okay? That's just my disclaimer. I enjoy Love and Deepspace immensely. I love the storytelling. I love the mini games. I love the events. I love the boys. But I just as much enjoy the time I spend with my husband, the time I spend with my friends, and the people that I interact with in real life too. So these manufactured relationships still cannot replace human interaction. So don't forget to also catch up with those that love you. It was just chatting before Apes. I can stay for a bit. Sure. Yeah, I'm just chatting a little bit as the music plays in the background also. Thank you so much for joining me. I know this is a slightly longer stream than I usually do, and I know that, look, it's not like I stream very long in the first place. I used to do super long streams that could go on for like 5 to 8 hours. I was doing it almost as a second full-time job until I realized it wasn't very sustainable for me. I used to start stream at, I would come back at 3 p.m., start stream at 5 p.m, and then go all the way until 12, that sort of thing. But I realized that it wasn't very healthy for me because while I'm managing my full-time job and other commitments, it really does take away from all those things that I have to do too. So thank you for tuning in every time that I stream when it's at 8 p.m. to usually until 10 p.m. But today we ran a bit later. I'm really happy to see your familiar names in the chat, and I'm really appreciative to the new people who came in as well. Like LJ, I don't know if he's still. I don't know if you're still in the chat. I think Neurodivergent Anime Fan as well came in, and for those of you who helped me to farm a little bit of the watch hours on YouTube, I really appreciate that. I want to try and stream and go into 12. It will be sleeping stream after that. No, that's the thing. I guess prior to me getting a bit older and feeling a bit more exhausted by my work, I used to be a lot more energetic, especially when we were under lockdown. So during lockdown, I was streaming most of the day because there was nowhere that I had to be, right? But it's a bit different now that I have to travel to work and I have to go out for other activities as well. So I try to limit my own screen time to 2 to 3 hours. I know I can go longer most days, but I don't want it to interfere with my sleep schedule too much, because that is becoming increasingly important as I get older also. I realize if I don't sleep enough, I am not able to function properly at all, and it's really detrimental to my work, like the art commissions I have to do, to my full-time job. And it will also affect my streaming. I realize I stream the best when I'm well rested. So usually nowadays I usually come home in the late afternoon. I'll take a nap, have dinner, and then stream. But I've also been trying to, I think I want to exercise a little more so that I can just have that energy a bit more naturally instead of always relying on a nap. Because otherwise, nowadays when I pass out, my naps are no longer like cute half-an-hour naps, okay? If I pass out, I will pass out with intention of waking up half an hour later and only wake up 2 hours later. Like, I'm like a toddler. I need to sleep for 2 hours before I can wake up. It's terrible. And that has been the reason why there were times where I slept at maybe 7, thinking I would wake up around 7:30 and then get ready for stream. But then I don't wake up until 9 and then I start stream late. It's because I literally cannot wake up. It's so bad. My body is so exhausted to the point that I can't even bring myself out of the bed. Sometimes I miss my alarm even. And I don't want that happening when I have to wake up for work. So, unfortunately, maybe one day when I'm brave enough to quit my job, you know, it's been something I've been considering for a while. How would I fare if I really dived into the deep end and tried to make this a full-time thing? But I'm a coward who really likes consistency and stability in life. So I think if I was very financially independent on my streaming, on my art, I would put a lot more pressure on myself and I probably wouldn't be able to enjoy it as much too. I have no guts to quit my job at the moment. But I guess it's also like the pragmatic side of me. Like, I think you need a minimum amount of success to go off the deep end. Yeah, I think so too. Like, I don't think that I'm at the threshold where I can quit. Honestly, okay, if I'm being honest with you guys, if I was just focusing on my art, I could probably live off the money that I make from art if I spent a lot of time to really promote every month. I earn a decent amount from my art commissions, but streaming is not so profitable for me at the moment. So I'm still kind of weighing how I want to balance all these things. And I'm still experimenting with seeing how I can profit from YouTube if, let's say, we're to get YouTube partner, which we're still grinding for the watch hours. And thank you guys so much for tuning into my YouTube streams, even though it's just a mirror of my Twitch streams and an oasis if, let's say, you get hit by an ad here. But it really does mean a lot because YouTube partner is something that is not easy to reach as a small channel. And my content isn't really pulling in enough at the moment. So thank you, Gian. Thank you, Theo. Thank you, Ruka. I really appreciate you guys being here. It seriously helps. It's really like a free way of helping me to grow my channel, because once I can get at least, you know, minimum ad revenue, and then we can have a bit of income coming from the YouTube side as well. Because right now that is completely locked out for us. And we can't even do like purchases, memberships, and all that yet. So it's pretty much like getting YouTube affiliate, but YouTube affiliate is really hard to get. So that has been something that is not easy to achieve for me. But right now we are at 1,273 public watch hours in the last year. We need 3,000. So that was, I think, over the past 3 months since January or December. January, I think more of January. So we are definitely able to hit it in a year. I just need you guys to keep supporting me and coming in here. 3K is hard. Yeah, 3K is hard, especially when my videos are so short and I don't have the capacity to, I don't have the time, and I don't have like big money to get all of this stuff edited too. I am trying to get other people to help me with editing shorts and stuff. But long form videos is not something that I've managed to take off just yet. So please be patient with me. I'm still working on the content, working on how we can how I can bring more to the table for you guys. But it's always a balancing act between the time and the money, you know? Being a content creator is really hard that way, and I certainly don't have as much time because of my full-time job. I'm already exchanging my full-time job time to earn a steady monthly income. So because of that, and then alongside that, also managing my family, my relationships, it's quite tough. But I'm so honored. I'm really honored for everyone who has made the time to come in. For Gian, for Theo, for Death even. Hello, nice to see you, Draco. Like, when I see your familiar names, my heart really just lights up because I'm so honored that you choose to spend your time with me, and I hope that I bring as much joy to you as you guys do watching me. I love streaming, and I hope that you guys enjoy watching me stream. Are you gonna watch the Switch Direct tonight? Honestly, I wanted to, but it's already past 11, so I don't think I can. I'm probably gonna watch it on the train to work tomorrow. But I will try. I will definitely see some spoilers anyway. But thank you for avoiding the spoilers tonight. Like, I would rather be exposed to them in my own time rather than my chat spoiling it for me, okay? So thank you so much for respecting my wish to avoid the Nintendo Direct spoilers. I will watch it either tomorrow morning or tonight before I sleep. There are new games, yes, and Switch 2 is announced as well, right? I thought they were going to announce the Switch 2, but I'm not so sure if they did. They already said it was coming. They never gave us a date, that's all. You can spoil the date for me. I already knew that was on the way. Good luck and all the best. I'll be cheering you on as I work towards that YouTube partner too. Good luck, Ruka. Let's do our best together. You'll see, 2 months. 2 months. That is so fast. It feels like the Switch just came out a couple years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, but it's probably been around for a long time already, right? When was the Switch released? When was the Switch released? 2017? Oh my god. Wait, isn't that almost 8 years already? Time has been twice as fast since 2020. Tell me about it. I feel like I don't even feel like some of the years happened. It happened that it picked up steam during COVID. Yeah. I knew I had a Switch 1 for a long time, and I only got my Switch OLED like 2 years ago. I didn't realize how long it has been out though. But in my opinion, it's one of the best consoles that have been released from Nintendo just because of its versatility, portability. You can use it as a console, you can use it portably, you can play with friends easily. It's so good. It's just so good. My favorite console apart from the Switch is the 3DS, also by Nintendo. But it's because I like the 3D effect. Personally, I felt like the 3D effect was a really charming part of the 3DS, so I love it. The dream handheld is a Steam Deck. I don't have a Steam Deck, but I do have an ROG Ally X, which has been serving me wonderfully. I play the most, like, chill games on it, though. I play Fields of Mystria. I play my farming games on that because most of my gaming time outside of streaming is just when I'm commuting, so I need something that's on the go so that I can actually play while in the bus. I had the 3DS. I love drawing there. Yeah, they had such cute drawing apps also. I miss the 3. I still have my 3DS, but I just miss when, you know, I could just walk around and then my street pass would pick up like 50 people. I think it's better to play chill games on commute. Can't imagine being immersed while outside. True, true. I think for me, I've tried to play more sweaty games when I was on the go before, like Identity V, more competitive games. And I always realize I get very frustrated when I can't sit down and focus because I have to still look out for which stops I'm getting off at. So yeah, it's a lot easier to play farming games and things where you can just start and stop anytime as you go along. So sometimes my visual novels I'll play on the go also. I gifted mine to a friend and we're not even friends anymore. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. But to get a secondhand 3DS nowadays is not cheap. It's never really devalued that much, which is amazing to see. I feel like Nintendo games and Nintendo consoles and handhelds, they haven't really depreciated in value. In fact, a good one is like appreciated in value now. PSP, yeah, my husband's favorite handheld is the PSP. I have very fond memories of the PSP as well, but I think the 3DS just has an extra special place in my heart because the first time that I got a paycheck and the first time that I bought something for myself was the 3DS. Like my so my dad was more of a PlayStation guy. He really didn't believe in Nintendo that much. So my first console or my first handheld was a PSP. Yes, I know about Pal World. I saw that they had this April Fool's game coming out. That's where you date the pals or something like that. It looks crazy. Like what do you? It's like a Pokemon dating sim. I got the Vita last time when I had for my first paycheck. Ah, so the PS Vita was your baby. You know what? Understandable. Moda PSP. I haven't really had a Moda one before. Street Pass was goated. Patch says, I've been playing BlazBlue Entropy Effect on the Steam Deck and emulating some games. Ah, interesting. Well, it's a real dating game. Yeah, but it's, I don't know. A lot of them look very baby. Like, it's one thing if you want me to date a anthropomorphic creature or animal that is, you know, very appealing to the adult aesthetic, you know, muscular or like just grown up looking in general. But when you're flirting with real cats and dogs, it's a bit different. It doesn't appeal to me that much. Risa, thank you so much for the 7-month streak. I just need to watch all of your streams 24/7. Theo, I think you are one of the ones who are hard carrying my watch hours. So I just want you to know that I am so grateful for you and so grateful for everyone actually who has come in to just accompany me, play with me. Like, it's been amazing. Monster Hunter Wilds! Hey! I can't wait to play with you this weekend. It's going to be so laggy, but I think it should be fine. I hope it will be fine. I don't really know what to do with Monhan Wilds now. I'm just waiting for the update. Wait, when is the update dropping for Monhan Wilds? The one where the pretty bubble monster is gonna be added? Mizutsune? Is it in a couple days? Monhan Wilds update. 4th of April? Oh, is it actually? Oh my god! Really? Hold on, let me see. When does it come out? Monster Hunter. Is it actually gonna be on the 4th? Risa! We can play the update together. Oh yes! Available April 4th. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Risa, I wanna play the update with you. I wanna fight the pretty monster. I probably won't be able to fight Tempered Zoshia or anything crazy like that, but I am so excited. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. We're also having community, I don't think those will come so soon. Nah, really? Wait, but the Mizutsune is coming soon, right? Oh, I'm so excited. When is Gathering Hub again? Is it not in the next update? I'm sorry, I didn't keep track of the actual roadmap, like when what is getting released. I just know that Mizutsune is coming out. But I'm not sure what else is coming out. I was just like, ooh, pretty monster. Can't wait to make it my new pants. I hope they make the game more optimized though. I'm really hoping that happens too. Where they really brush up and, you know, fix some of the stuff. Monhan does not like my OBS, neither does mine. I've been thinking I should probably just switch to PNG tuber whenever I'm doing Monhan walls. Because the one time I tried to stream Monhan with my Vtuber, oh my god. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't very smooth either. And I already upgraded my RAM sticks for this. Both my husband and I upgraded our PCs to accommodate Monhan, and we're still having some issues. I have Windows 95 gameplay. Oh my god, with Temcore, no way. Yeah, I was streaming with some other another streamer, Adria, and she was snapshotting on her stream. It was really bad. I don't even know why. It was just what was happening. Sometimes it's just like that, you know? It's a bit of a hit or miss some days too. 4 should be the Gathering Hub, Mizo, and Arc Tempered Raidao. Ah, exciting! I can't wait to play with you guys. I'm so excited. We're also gonna have community repo right before that. So I'm joining Misa around 10:30, but at 8 p.m. on Saturday we're also having repo. So if you guys want to join in, we're playing vanilla though. So we're just gonna play regular repo. It is so fun. I genuinely think it's a lot more fun because I can hide. I think lethal scared me more because every time I saw something, I would have to either kite it or run away from it, and then there weren't as many options in terms of fighting back for the monsters. There was just running away. So I'm really glad that Repo has some options where you can attack the monster, you can work together with your friends to take them down, you know, or just avoid them until they disappear. So those options make it a bit more suitable for my own gameplay style. It's so fun. It's so silly too. Doesn't scare me as much. When I play without OBS or VTube stuff, it runs fine. Yeah, same. I think it's OBS. OBS does take up a lot of energy running. Open a new tab and lags me sometimes. Oh man. Yeah. It do be like that though. It's a bit of a hit or miss sometimes. So keep experimenting. I keep thinking like, but I think Monster Hunter Wilds is going to be one of the only triple A. Is it a triple A title? I would consider it triple A standard. But it's one of the heavier games that I play. I don't really have any other games that I play that make my computer turn into a helicopter, except for Minecraft. For some reason, Minecraft lags me the frick out, and I always get motion sick, so I don't play Minecraft as much. But yeah, schedule one soon, TM. Schedule what soon? An upgrade. Oh yeah, speaking of schedule, I should probably show you guys what we're going to be doing. I wanted to show you guys my Twitter feed because we're having silly times on Twitter. Literally playing Minecraft right now. How do you make Minecraft? Like, it's supposed to be able to run smoothly, easily, but for some reason my Minecraft just makes my computer go burr, and everything else goes burr too. It's literally a game called Schedule 1, and it's about selling... Wait, is it where you can like grow cannabis and all that? I think my husband plays that. He was addicted to it for about 2 days. Okay, so just to put some advertisements before we end the stream, I'm still having an ongoing design contest. So if you are an artist, or if you know any artists in your community, or you have friends, please share with them. There are prizes to be won. First place will get 200 USD. Bases are provided. If you're not confident drawing my character, you just have to draw the clothes. And it's open theme, and it ends on the 20th of April. So do submit before then. There's option to post it on social media to enter, and there's also option to submit a Google form. So if you don't want to post it, you can also send it through there. Also, I'm having a Repo YCH launch giveaway. So I launched this 2 days ago on Monday. We created the base on stream, and then I also had some friends come in to claim their little Repo PNGs, and I thought it looks freaking adorable. So if you would like one, or if you would like to stand a chance for you and your team to win one, all you have to do is like, repost, and tag your team in the comments. Or if you want to support me directly, you can get this for yourself, or you can get it as a full team of 6 to get a discounted price as well. And it's customizable. You can add ears, or you can add stuff. You just have to let me know what you would like. Customizable colors, everything. It will be super cute. I can't, I can't wait to play Repo with this. I think it's adorable, even if I do say so myself. So there's different faces you can choose and stuff. And I'm also giving one away at the end of the week. So yeah, please participate. And if you're not interested as well, but you want to share the word, maybe someone in your timeline will see it. You can also help me by liking and reposting it so that others will see it. Hope you have a lot of comps this month. Thank you. This month has honestly been pretty insane, but it's because I've been really grinding. Yeah, this is my other YCH that I posted today. Invisible YCH, okay? When you need to leave chat on their own for a break, sometimes you just need, you know. What else? What else? He means Monhan YCH. I'm so glad you liked that one. I'm so glad. This is a little preview for our upcoming 2.0. Yatta yatta. Oh yes, and if you are if you are a monster hunter and you would like me to draw your hunter, it also comes with options like extra weapon and custom secret colors and custom pelico. As you can see, Riso's one is over here with her little pelico. And then this is Draco's. I think Draco is in chat as well. I had so much fun drawing Draco. Like, his hunter is so handsome, dude. And then the weapon as well. So I will give you all the separate PNGs, including the weapon by itself. So if you want to rearrange stuff, you can. And then we have, if you just have your VTuber model that you would like to put on a secret as well, I can also do that. Like this one's. Yeah, I also have custom weapons. So some people just request that I draw like their own weapon that they had designed elsewhere. Like I can do that too. Want to hear something funny? Was oh yeah, I also have a new video on YouTube called 10 Things That I've Learned and Am Learning in Life. I have 2 shields on either hand. So really? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. This is cute too, right? This is baby me when I was young. And this is a YouTube video that was just a raw cut from one of my VODs. Where I just shared some things that I was learning in life. So if you want to hear me ramble, feel free to. I feel like my timeline is a bit unhinged sometimes because I just have so much things going on. There's like art, there's like video, there's too much. But if you're interested in keeping up with me, do go and follow. There we go. You're me holding the axe mode, which is both sword and shield combined. Oops. But they look so good together though. Good night, I wanna eat. Good night to you, rest well. Okay, and then for this, this is our schedule for this week. So we have done the Repo YCH on Monday, and then Love and Deepspace was today. We managed to clear 2 myth stories, which I'm like, yo, that's actually that's a lot of backlog done. Tomorrow I'm gonna be playing Gris, which is a platform adventure, which is very beautiful, and I think it's gonna be really fun. Saturday at 8 PM is Community Repo, and then around 10 PM I'll transition to be joining Risa and friends for Monster Hunter Wilds to experience the new update. So before we end, I want to just show you a trailer of what we're gonna be playing tomorrow. This Gris that was recommended to me by Amelia. She gifted me the game actually, so it's very atmospheric. It looks very pretty. My Celeste highlights were just edited, so now I have to hire another editor for Gris highlights. Whoa! Isn't it gorgeous? What the heck? You seen this? Yeah, I'm gonna be experiencing it tomorrow. I read that it's about 3 hours long. So hopefully we can aim to complete it. It looks so gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I think most of me playing the game will be just like, oh my god, it's so pretty. It's gorgeous. It's a really, really beautiful game. I can't wait to try. Hopefully we don't get stuck anywhere. Animation is so smooth and beautiful. I don't really know what to expect, but it says that it is a platformer adventure, so I think a lot of it will be
This is not a real...
I think it's mostly gonna be quite linear. We probably won't get lost, probably. animation, the music, it's puzzles. Alright, then pray for me, chat. When it comes to puzzles, I more than welcome the back seating. Maybe not prematurely, but if I'm like, guys, I'm stuck, I need help, like please just help me get through it, because I'm not here to have a difficult time. I'm here to have a good time. And I'm not someone who likes struggling. So, signs of petting dogs in video games. You guys want the link to that video? I haven't watched it. Okay, but I do need to go and shower and get ready for bed. Thank you so much for joining me for a short yap right after. And I hope that you guys have a good one. When you want cuddles and all you get are struggles. Dude. That's why I play Love and Deep Space. But even Love and Deep Space struggle. Like, why? See you tomorrow, Himi. Thank you. Alright, let's see if anyone else also at the moment. Okay. I want to read. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna read. Okay, this is a much bigger streamer, but he's having a subathon, and I think he's a really cool guy. So I think you guys have heard of Jocat before. I think he's really cool. He does all sorts of really cool videos. I think he's most well known for his shit guide to D&D. But right now he's having a subathon, and I'm just gonna read into him, even though he's much bigger than me. We're just gonna get in there, and hopefully he notices us. Okay. I hope you guys have a good time. I'm sure you will. He's Crap Guide to Monster Hunter. Oh, did he release that already? I don't think I've watched it yet. But he's great. He really is great. I really look up to him as a creator. And I hope you guys have a fun one. See you again soon. There's a world one. Ah, okay. Maybe I'll check that out one of these days. I haven't been consuming a lot of YouTube content. There's a new one for Wilds. I need to go check it out when I... Thank you, Sholly. Thank you, Troy. Thank you, Draco. Thank you, Gion. And who else is still in chat right now? Ruka. Arigatou gozaimasu. Mata ne. Jane mata ne. Hai. Night, everybody. And rest well. Have a good one. Mwah!